Welcome to ACC football. We're in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where the Tar Heel fans are excited. And Mack Brown, the winningest active coach in FBS, and his team looking to remain undefeated. They take on James Madison here at home. James Madison also undefeated heading into this contest. And welcome inside Kenan Stadium. Alongside Orlando Franklin, I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. Orlando, for the Tar Heels, this is the third quarterback who will start a game for them. They started with Max Johnson, obviously, to begin the season. He got hurt, unfortunately, against Minnesota, and he's out for the season. Connor Harrell then started the subsequent games. But today, Jacoby Criswell will get his second start of his career.
Yeah, George, and he is accurate and on time when throwing the ball over the middle. The thing I love most about Jacoby Criswell is he goes through his progression in the passing game and has enough athleticism to maneuver in and outside of the pocket. When off-schedule plays present itself, he has the arm to throw the ball down the field. And for a person who has not played a ton of football, he brings a calm, been there before demeanor to this offense that has a lot of firepower in the pass-catching column.
Yes, certainly Criswell has had a great week of practice, and they feel comfortable with him going forward. But the guys who will protect him up front are back in the starting lineup, a pair to be exact.
Yeah, having your starting unit back intact means everything to a quarterback that has not played a ton of football. It's about understanding in the run game. Austin Blaski is going to get everybody on the same page in the run game and make sure the guys are fitting it up right to create movement. In pass pro, the inside three have to keep it flat and run the tackles have to run the defensive ends up the field. Blaski brings a calm demeanor to this offense because he's been there before and played a lot of football. He's going to ID the mic point and take a lot of stuff off of Jacoby's plate today, and he's going to get everybody on the same page.
Again, those are the guys that are going to be protecting him up front. For more on Jacoby Criswell, let's send it down to Morgan.
The odds have been stacked up against quarterback Jacoby Criswell his entire life. He had a challenging upbringing, in and out of homes throughout the 6th grade. And then years later in his college career, he spent 3 seasons here in Chapel Hill, transferring to Arkansas last season, all in the role as a backup. He was adamant about coming back here and finishing his degree in Chapel Hill, even though head coach Mack Brown set the expectation Criswell would be the 3rd-string quarterback. And it was unlikely that he'd see any playing time with Max Johnson and Connor Harrell, who had been here all spring. However, Johnson's season-ending leg injury in week 1 changed everything. It's the first real opportunity he's had to be the starter, and Coach Brown told us Criswell's had a great week of practice, but he's got to put it on film. Let's see if he can translate to the gate, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. And Jacoby has brought a calmness to this squad, Orlando. And I got to be honest with you, this is a group that they feel comfortable with all the quarterbacks, but for him to kind of find himself in this situation is an incredible story. The fact that he left the program, came back, and now gets another opportunity.
Yeah, it's great to see a young man that's willing to fight through adversity. Leaving a program, you kind of shut the door on that thing, but an opportunity presented itself for him to get back here, and now it is week 4, and he finds himself as the starting quarterback for this Tar Heel football team.
So UNC has won the toss. They will defer to James Madison. There's Bob Chesney, their head coach. 5 straight Patriot League championships at Holy Cross. And a man who's on only 1 losing season in his entire coaching career. Lucas Osada will kick off for North Carolina. And it will take a bounce into the end zone as Cam Ross sees it go through. And they will begin their first drive, James Madison, at their own 25-yard line. Alonzo Barnett is your starting quarterback. This young man, he's certainly got a strong arm, Orlando, and he's got some giddy up as well.
Yeah, the athletic ability pops out at you when you look at the film. This offense is going to look to try to spread North Carolina's defense out and let Alonzo eat in the run game today.
Alonzo Barnett III, his father, Alonzo Barnett Jr., a Hall of Famer at North Carolina A&T as a cornerback. We have 2 running backs in the backfield. It's George Pettaway and Tyler Purdy. And you see Purdy going out wide. Barnett keeps, and he's got a ton of room to run down the sideline. Makes a man miss and tackled down inside Carolina territory by Marcus Allen. And Alonzo Barnett III showing up early after a 38-yard gain.
Love the play call. A lot of moving parts. You got to read the backside end. Alonzo Barnett pulls it and gets out into the open field. But I love getting your quarterback hit and adjusted to the speed of this football game early, where now other guys need to step up and start making plays for this young man.
Great block by the tight end, Taylor Thompson. And when we spoke to JMU's offensive staff, Dean Kennedy, their offensive coordinator, said, let's get him hit a little bit, get him into the game. Quick toss to Yamir Knight near the 30-yard line, just shy at about the 32 is where they'll mark him. A medium gain there.
I also believe, as a football team, when you see your quarterback get hit on the first play and you see him have an explosive play, it makes everybody settle in a little bit quicker going up against a monster of opponent like you're going up against UNC today.
Wayne Knight checks in the backfield to the right of Barnett. Yamir Knight out there as well in the receiving set. A toss over the middle, incomplete. Cam Ross was the intended target. That one bounced off and almost in the hands of a Carolina defender.
I know Alonzo wants that one back right there. Got to be able to get the ball up, but I love the game plan so far. Getting the ball out of Barnett's hands as fast as possible. Having the wide receivers burst off the line of scrimmage, running shorter routes, trying to hook up with the quarterback.
3rd and 5 for the Dukes. George Pettaway, the North Carolina transfer, in the backfield. You know he's chomping at the bit in this one.
Playing against your old teammates, you want to show them that you want to show them your ability, but that you should have got more plays before.
Timeout.
James
Bob
Madison.
Chesney wants to talk things over as a key 3rd down coming up here for the Dukes. The Dukes in good position on 3rd and 5. Alonzo Barnett III with a career-long run here, Orlando, to get them in position.
Yeah, Taylor Thompson, the tight end, does an unbelievable job taking advantage of our aggressive defense and buying past the defensive end to get to the second level to block. So great all-around blocking by everybody on offense on that play.
3rd and 5. Barnett with time over the middle, incomplete, intended for Taylor Thompson, his tight end, just a little bit behind him.
Just a little bit behind him, and Taylor Thompson lost his footing trying to catch that one, trying to go back to catch it. Love the protection up front by the offensive line. Barnett does a great job surveying the defense, but Thompson's feet just slip out underneath him as he's trying to redirect to catch that one behind him. I know Alonzo wants that one back, because if you put it out in front of him, you're still on this drive, and maybe you could score a touchdown instead of kicking the field goal right now.
A 50-yard field goal attempt for Noe Ruelas, and the coaching staff, they are very confident in him. They told us yesterday that if he had to kick one from 65, they'd be confident in that. Here's the kick, plenty of leg, and he gets it. So the Dukes get on the board first. A 3-0 lead for Bob Chesney's squad.
George, I believe that one would have been good from 65. It had plenty of leg as it went through the uprights. But this is a great starting point for this JMU offense. You came in, nice quick throws, a huge explosive run. Now, that helps build the confidence for the offense, but football is very much about momentum. Hopefully your defense could carry over some of that momentum here when they go out on the field.
2 drops on that drive, though, certainly something that, despite the fact getting on the board, I'm sure they're happy about that, something that they will look back at and say, we had an opportunity there.
Yeah, that's the game of football, right? You thrive to play the best game, and you want to play a perfect game, but the reality is you'll never be perfect. Unfortunately, drops are things that you cannot have from an offensive coaching staff. So I'm sure that offensive coaching staff right now is talking to the guys and making sure that everybody's still into it and trying to get guys locked in. So moving forward, there is no drops for the remainder of the game.
Cristiano Rosa will kick it off for the Dukes. Will Hardy and Javarius Green are back there. Green will let it sail over his head, and North Carolina will begin their first drive at their own 25-yard line. Mack Brown will send out Jacoby Criswell, their 3rd starting quarterback this season. Criswell started here, competed hard with Drake May many years ago, got a hamstring pull there in that season. Then Drake May took off and became Drake May, but Jacoby Criswell looking to seize his moment.
Yeah, that's the problem with the quarterback position. Once a guy takes control, you never really get an opportunity. But Jacoby Criswell is calm and is exactly what this North Carolina needs with all the firepower that's surrounding him.
Criswell in the gun, play action, pressure up the middle, gets hit as he throws, launches one down the field. It is caught by Christian Hamilton. What a play there. Waited for it, adjusted, and made the catch. Helped his quarterback out. Great pressure there, though, by Eric O'Neal of JMU. A 42-yard gain for the Tar Heels.
Big-time players make big-time plays. Hamilton coming up huge for Criswell. Great route, able to create some separation. And Criswell, as you can see, he's going to look off defenders, but he has plenty of arm to get the ball to Christian Hamilton deep down the field. A little bit of a foul right there by Eric O'Neal.
Eric O'Neal. And that will tack on some more yardage. O'Neal, when we talked to the coaches, they talked about his fiery nature, maybe a little too fiery there.
Yeah, you want to have plays that affect the quarterback, but make sure you're doing it within the frame of the play and before the whistle's blown.
Omarion Hampton in the backfield, gets the run up the middle, gets met immediately by Jacob Thomas.
That's a fired up JMU defense. Normally you see Omarion Hampton get a little bit more out of these runs up in the middle of that offensive line. Great job by this defense right now, swarming to the football.
1 yard gain there, 2nd and 9. 2 tight end set for the Tar Heels. Criswell with time over the middle. It is caught. Christian Hamilton again, and the ball is loose. JMU says they've got it. And they do. Jacob Dobbs with the fumble recovery, the captain of the defense. There's a conference by the officials.
Recovered by James Madison. First down.
Christian Hamilton, that ball gets a little loose and a little bit outside the body. You got to be able to tuck that thing in when you're going in traffic. Trent Hendricks does an unbelievable job of having that old peanut punch and swiping down for the football to create an opportunity for his football team to take the ball away.
So Hendrick with the forced fumble, Dobbs recovers, and the Dukes are on offense again. The Dukes with a 3-0 lead and taking advantage early, causing a turnover.
Yeah, DC Lyle Hemphill talked about Trent Hendricks and just finishing. And right here, he finishes with a nice peanut punch on the football and is able to get it for his team. Jacob Dobbs, the leader of that defense, and holding that football.
Called the peanut punch because of Peanut Tillman making it popular. George Pettaway in the backfield with Alonzo Barnett. The Dukes begin this drive on their own 8. Barnett with time. Lets it fly down the middle. He's got a man open, overshoots his target, Omarion Dollison. Elijah Huzzy was in coverage but fell down. And a missed opportunity there for the Dukes. You see Dollison not happy about it.
Oh, I would be frustrated. He would still be running right now. The game of football is so much about inches and being perfect in those scenarios. Man, I know those two want that one back.
Couple feet away from a 92-yard touchdown for the Dukes. 2nd and 10. Pettaway gets it up the middle. Desmond Evans brings him down after a short gain.
Going to be very interesting to see how much of this offense for JMU today tries to run in between the tackles, because it is a tough ass going against this defensive line for UNC that stays fresh, plays a lot of guys up there in the front because of how talented and how deep they are.
Both teams will rotate a lot of guys. 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Tyler Purdy in the backfield. The transfer from Holy Cross came with Bob Chesney. Barnett, they pick up the blitz. Ball's batted in the air. Amari Campbell making sure that this drive stalls, and JMU will be forced to punt.
Amari Campbell, nice inside blitz, is able to get right up on edge to center and get right up in Barnett's face. You always teach a defensive player, if you cannot hit the quarterback, you got to get your hands up because you could possibly create great things. Campbell, having that cast removed a couple days ago, putting up his hand and great things happening.
Ryan Hansen set to punt from his own end zone. Elijah Huzzy awaiting just beyond his 50-yard line. Hansen, a lot of scouts interested in him as a punter, and he boots this one over the head. Huzzy has to backpedal, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line in North Carolina territory. A 50-yard punt, and you see why the scouts are interested in him. But let's send it down to Morgan.
Well, North Carolina linebacker Amari Campbell is playing free out here, guys. He broke his right hand early August and was playing with the club all fall camp and through the first 3 weeks of the season. As of Tuesday, he was officially cleared to play without it. He told me his strength is about 80 to 85% back in that right hand. He's still wearing a wrap on that hand, but now has the benefit of being able to use his fingers and really just showing no signs of letting up, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. That's got to be a relief, certainly, to be able to use one of your hands, that's for sure.
And you got to test it out early, putting it up to bat that ball down.
Hampton makes a man miss for a second, but tripped up by that same man who he got by, Chris Sheeran.
Yeah, Chris doing a great job coming downhill to make a nice, whether it's a shoelace tackle or a great form tackle, this is great by him, not allowing Hampton to get going because he's dangerous in space.
Hampton may have lost his footing there too. That might have helped the situation some.
Hey, sometimes you got to get a little lucky, partner.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. I'm with you. 2nd and 8. Criswell, pressure coming, throws over the middle, incomplete, into traffic. A dangerous pass there intended for Chris Culliver.
Yeah, very dangerous. A lot of JMU defenders around Chris Culliver right there.
There was 3 white jerseys around the area.
It's never a good sign when you have one jersey that's your color and 2 or 3 of the other team's color.
3rd and 8 for North Carolina. Criswell takes a deep shot, sails it over the head of his intended target, J.J. Jones. Chauncey Logan in coverage for the Dukes, and North Carolina will be forced to punt.
Great job by Chauncey Logan, understanding that he's entitled to the space and not allowing J.J. Jones to run past him right there. Messing up the timing of Criswell. That's how you have effect on this UNC offense. Mess up the timing. So great job by JMU early in this football game.
Tom McGinnis to punt it for North Carolina. Yamir Knight runs out late for the Dukes as he awaits inside his 20. McGinnis gets his punt blocked. JMU looking to recover. They scoop it and they score. The Dukes extend their lead. Jaden Mines, the wide receiver, picked it up and took it back to the house.
Great job overloading it to the right by JMU and just being locked in and focused on the punter, blocking that one and taking it to the house. You got to be fired up if you're JMU right now. Stealing a possession on defense, but also special teams having a huge effect on the game.
First punt block for JMU since 2023. They go in the end zone for 2, and they score, capitalizing. What a start for the Dukes. Jack Mowry gets the 2-point conversion. Jack Mowry, the long snapper. Let's take a look at that 2-point conversion again. Let's take a look at that go for Dos attempt, brought to you by Dos Equis, and the Dukes taking care of business. A little razzle-dazzle there.
Getting creative. You gotta love that about JMU right now. pulling out all the tricks in their bag, getting creative, and keeping this North Carolina team on their heels. So far in this game, George, they've already had a fumble on defense. They had a blocked punt as well.
Terrence Spence with a great job getting in there and blocking that punt.
They're having huge explosive plays, and it's coming from everywhere. Special teams, block punt, but also when you go for the fake field goal, that unit's able to get in and get the 2 points on the two-point conversion. Just an unbelievable team effort right now by JMU.
So, again, Terrence Spence with the block. Jaden Mines, the wide receiver, with the 14-yard scoop and score for the touchdown. And then Mowry, the long snapper, gets the two-point conversion after the kicker threw it to him. Here's the kickoff. And Green receives it. He's going to bring it out and gets taken down near the 25-yard line. Weathersby with the tackle. What a start to this one, partner.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable effort, and it builds confidence. The more you see your teammates make big plays that are impacting the game, the more, as a player, when you're out there, George, you're looking and saying, now it's my turn to go make a play. Or the guys that have already played plays, they're looking at guys in their eyes and saying, when are you going to make a play? So everybody should be very confident right now for this JMU football team.
I would imagine for North Carolina, you're going to get a dose of Omarion Hampton here, aren't you?
I think that's how you settle things down.
And there you see Hampton on the ground, taken down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Raymond Scott brought him down.
Omarion Hampton is so good with running in between the tackles, but I want to see him run a wide zone play to the field where you allow him to pick what gap he wants and show the patience and show his explosive ability.
Omarion Hampton, 283 yards after contact this season. Last year he had over 1,100. Play action. Criswell rolling out, throws it to the sideline. It is complete and should have enough for the first down is Kobe Paysor. An 8-yard gain.
That's a nice route by Kobe Paysor and an NFL-type throw by Jacoby Criswell. That helps build a little bit of confidence for this offense and momentum moving forward.
First and 10. Hampton trying to spin out of trouble there. Only a 2-yard gain for Hampton as Dengoy met him after 2 yards.
Right now, JMU's defensive line is winning the battle, which is shocking to me because UNC's offensive line is so much bigger than the front seven of JMU. They got to dig in. If you're going to win this football game and put up points, it's going to be on the offensive line and your ability to run the football to settle this thing down.
At the top of your screen, the true freshman Alex Taylor from Greensboro, North Carolina. He checks in for the first time. Criswell on 2nd and 8 with time. Criswell over the middle. Finds Paysor. Paysor with plenty of room to run. Making guys miss. Now headed down the sideline and taken outside out of bounds near the 35-yard line. A missed tackle there by Justin Eaglin. A 29-yard gain.
I love what Jacoby Criswell is doing, getting Kobe Paysor involved early in this football game. Had a non-contact injury a while ago, and it's helping build his confidence for him in this game. Put your stake on this game, make a claim, and continue to find success.
Play action for Criswell. Wants it all over the head of J.J. Jones. And Paysor, by the way, in the game because Nate McCollum is hurt in this game, their normal slot receiver. So Paysor looking to take advantage of his opportunity. Chauncey Logan in coverage there alongside Chris Sheeran on that last play.
Sometimes coaches don't love injuries, George, but this UNC team, I get the sense of feeling that they like their ability to play some guys in different spots and get them the playing time they need to finish off a season.
Paul Billups checks in at the bottom of your screen for the first time. They get it to Criswell, back to Criswell. They find the man there, John Copenhaver, down the sideline, and he dives into the end zone for a touchdown. North Carolina answers. A 35-yard gain.
This play, George, we see Omarion Hampton is going to actually take the snap, and then he's going to hand the ball off to Jacoby Criswell. Criswell has the option to either hand it back off or double reverse or throw it. He decides to throw it to Copenhaver, and Copenhaver does the rest, explode into the end zone.
Noah Burnett for the extra point.
Little trickery of UNC.
It is up and good. 6 plays, 77 yards, 2 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock. And a lot of trickery thus far. North Carolina shrinks the Duke's lead to 4.
Beautiful play design. And John Copenhaver does the rest, shows his explosive ability. UNC back in this one, taking care of business, scoring on that drive.
We got ourselves a good one here in Chapel Hill. James Madison with a 4-point lead midway through the first quarter. Carolina just answered after 11 straight to start by James Madison. Lucas Osada to kick it off for Carolina. Cam Ross and Tyler Purdy set to receive right at their goal line.
Both teams getting creative and getting a lot of individuals involved, letting them get comfortable in this game.
Ross receives it, looking for daylight, and gets tackled just past the 30-yard line. Michael Short with the tackle. A lot of success for James Madison. FCS champions twice. Then they move up to the FBS level in 2022. 19-5 in their first 2 seasons. Last year, obviously 11-1. Finished first in the Sun Belt in its 2 seasons there. And they only lost last year in their bowl game in the Armed Forces Bowl. James Madison already lighting up the scoreboard. Here's Alonzo Barnett. He hands it off. Room to run there for Petaway as he goes out of bounds near the sticks. And they're going to give him the first down, a 10-yard gain.
I love the play design, pulling your right guard and your right tackle, Cole and Big Pat, getting them out in space and allowing Petaway now to stretch the field and pick which gap he wants to go in.
A lot of substitutions. Ross and Dollison go out. Jaden Mines, who ran back that scoop and score, comes in at wide receiver, along with Troy Lewis. Lewis only has 1 catch in his career. He's an East Carolina transfer. Petaway burrowing his way forward for 5 yards. Joshua Harris with the tackle.
Petaway with a great inside run right there. But George, I truly believe what makes that play is Alonzo Barnett carrying out his play fake at the quarterback position, being able to hold the backside edge defenders, whether that's a defensive end or a off-ball linebacker. Just having them freeze in their stance for a quick second is going to create more running lanes for your running backs today.
5.5-yard gain. We'll call it 2nd and 4. Barnett, blitz coming. He gets taken down, buried at the 42-yard line by Bo Atkinson. A 6-yard loss.
This is a coverage sack. Everybody on the defense swarming, getting back there. Marcus Allen is the first one back there. Bo cleans it up, but everybody's getting to the football and collapsing that pocket, making Alonzo Barnett very uncomfortable back there early in this football game.
3rd and 11. Barnett with time, launches one over the middle, sails it over the head of his intended target, his tight end Logan Kyle. And JMU forced to punt.
It's a great job by UNC's defense. Starting off, not ideal field position because they had an explosive kickoff return, but a great job as a whole entire football team locking in. Alonzo Barnett talking with coach right now. You got to be able to settle down. You got guys open up in the middle of the field. You got to be able to now, he's had 2 missed throws on 3rd down. You got to be able to tighten that up.
He's only 1 of 6 for 6 yards, but to your point, he's got maybe a little too amped up thus far. He's put a little too much juice on the ball. Elijah Huzzy set to receive this punt. He is backpedaling and will let it sail into the end zone. And North Carolina will begin their drive at their own 20 after the 57-yard punt. Our Week 4 ACC football lineup continues this afternoon with Virginia Tech hosting Rutgers. And we'll cap it off tonight. Boston College and Michigan State at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And don't forget, 3-0 Pitt will be hosting Youngstown State at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ACC Network Extra and ESPN+. So Jacoby Criswell and company coming out again.
Great job on the last drive for this football team. Look for them now to try to get the running game going, start eating some of this clock.
Marion Hampton back there. A little trickery on his last play as he took the direct snap and then pitched it to his quarterback Criswell, who then threw it on the bootleg. And they find the pop pass there to Javarius Green. Green turning the corner, pushing forward, and near the first down marker, they will give him enough. A 11.5-yard gain, tackled there by DJ Barksdale. We'll call it 12.
Love the creativity, getting wide receivers the ball in the run game and getting them to the outside edges fast.
Carolina moving fast here. They hand it off to Hampton. A lot of room to run there. Gets tripped up into JMU territory, but a flag on the play at the 48-yard line. Good block by Willie Lampkin of North Carolina, number 53, after the 22-yard gain. But let's see what the infraction is.
Offense number 3. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
I guess not so good a block by Willie Lampkin. Maybe too good.
It was Chris Culliver right there that committed the foul. It's going to be up top on the top of the screen. And just as the defender's trying to disengage, right there, you just want Chris Culliver to continue to run his feet to clean that one up and not cause the referee to throw the flag right there.
He said 53, so that's why I thought Lampkin, but you're right, partner, it was Culliver.
In the run game, it takes all 11, so wide receivers have to be on it and blocking on the perimeter.
1st and 10 from the 38. Play action. Criswell takes a deep shot towards the sideline. Cut over the shoulder. Kobe Paysor. What a day for him. A 30-yard gain. He's got 67 yards on the day.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable Kobe Paysor for Jacoby Criswell. Criswell does an unbelievable job of throwing the football to the sidelines. Puts it only where his wide receiver could get it. And Paysor coming up huge for an explosive for this UNC offense.
They hand it off to Hampton on the right side. Hampton submarined there after a short gain. Jacob Thomas goes low on Hampton. It'll be 2nd and 6 upcoming.
Not the best run, only picking up 4 yards. But as this game goes on, you love those little body blows. Those 4-yard gains will turn into 8 and 10 as this game continues to progress.
You see why they like Jacoby Criswell, though, right? Those passes. I mean, that one was on the money early.
Yeah, he does a great job of going through his progression and putting the ball only where his guys could get it.
Hampton on the right side. He's got it early to the end zone, and he scores a touchdown. 28-yard scamper for Marion Hampton, and North Carolina takes the lead.
Love the play selection. Continuing to get Marion Hampton going to that right side, putting it on the big fellas, Willie Lampkin and big 78 Green. You guys got to get it done. If you guys get it done, we all get it done as a football team. We know how special Hampton could be. Now it's time for the 10 guys surrounding him to do their job and do it better than the guy they're going up against for the whole entire football game.
The extra point by Burnett is up and good. 5 plays, 80 yards, 1 minute and 58 seconds off the clock. So 2 quick drives for North Carolina gives them a 3-point lead. So North Carolina responds, Orlando. What does JMU need to do on this next drive?
Settle down. Alonzo Barnett has got to settle down and get back in his comfort zone for this offense. He's missed some throws by just overthrowing it by a foot or two. But you have had guys running scot-free against the defense for UNC. So I just think as an offense, you need to settle down for JMU and make the plays, make your layups, make the plays that you know you can and that you have been making since playing Little League football.
He's 1 of 6, as we mentioned earlier. Also started 1 of 6 versus Charlotte in the opener. Lucas Osada set to kick it off for North Carolina. Cam Ross and Tyler Purdy back deep to receive.
Be interesting to see if they give him an opportunity to run this one out after having an explosive on the last kickoff return.
Osada boots this one. And the Dukes will begin their next drive at their 25-yard line. Let's send it down to Morgan.
Era of the transfer portal. The fresh start came to quarterback Alonzo Barnett with this new coaching staff. A year ago, he lost the starting job during week 1. He told me it was a mental challenge and had to rebuild himself. But when he got the opportunity to compete for the starting spot in fall camp, he felt the belief from this coaching staff. His confidence is still high, trusting in his abilities, and really retuned his mechanics in the offseason for a quicker release. Looking to get something going here, guys.
And he does, Morgan, as he takes the ball there, goes right up the gut and picks up 6 yards. Kevin Hester brings him down. I think that's the stuff that will ease his transition. He certainly can run the ball effectively.
And you see how confident he is in running the football. Now it's time to turn the page and get confident in throwing the football. Trust what you see and get the ball out of your hands as fast as possible.
Flag on the play, free play for Barnett. So he's going to take the deep shot. He's got Dollison, puts it on the money for a touchdown. 69-yard score for the Dukes. And they regain the lead here in Chapel Hill.
Penalties decline. Results of the play, touchdown.
Ty Adams was in coverage, Orlando, for Marcus Allen, and he got burned.
Yeah, Amari Dollison does a great job of stacking Ty Adams, but unbelievable awareness by Alonzo Barnett, knowing the situation and understanding he has a free play. You love to see these young quarterbacks, especially guys that haven't played a lot, take a shot right there. That's the old Aaron Rodgers. We saw it from him in the NFL a lot of times. So great job by Alonzo Barnett understanding the situation and hooking up. We saw him miss that one earlier in the game. Way to make the corrections and ended up great things for JMU.
2 plays, 75 yards, 32 seconds off the clock, a 69-yard touchdown from Barnett to Dollison. And as you pointed out, Orlando, he made up for that. Let's send it down to Morgan.
Dollison just does an unbelievable job of stacking Ty Adams. If he's even, he's leaving. That's what defensive coordinators always tell their cornerbacks. And Dollison doing an unbelievable job with his release. Not a lot of wasted moves. He's able to get even with Ty and then stack him. And you hope that Alonzo Barnett sees you in a situation like that, and he was able to, which results in great points for JMU's offense.
These two receivers, particularly Dollison and Ross, they can scoot, man. And, you know, you mentioned it, Barnett needed to settle in. Maybe that run helped him settle in. He took the hit, he made the big play, and the team regains the lead, a 4-point lead for the Dukes.
Love the trust that you see out of offensive coordinator Dean Kennedy. That's a play that Alonzo Barnett missed earlier in the game. So for him to go back to it and trusting that his young quarterback is going to see it, that's unbelievable. You continue to build confidence as this game goes on. JMU being up 18-14 right now, I'd be fired up if I was on that sideline and looking around to go try to make a play.
And an onside kick bounces off a North Carolina defender, and the Dukes have recovered. Bob Chesney pulling out all the stops. Trent Hendrick with the recovery. Noah Ruelas was the new kickoff player there. The new kicker, Cristiano Rosa, had been kicking off earlier, but Ruelas comes in for the trick play.
Ruelas, I don't know that you can execute an onside kick any better than that. Kicks it right into the defender for UNC. And Trent Hendricks, 2 huge plays for this team, getting that return and jumping on that football.
Bob Chesney, a former special teams coach, learned special teams by reading a book, he told us, because he didn't know anything about special teams early in his career. And look at this. Petaway takes the handoff. Taken down after a 2-yard gain. Caleb Koss with the tackle. And North Carolina finds themselves in a real pickle, Orlando.
Yeah, JMU has kept them off schedule for UNC. You cannot get a beat on what they're trying to do. They've stole a couple possessions. And as you said, George, Bob Chesney having that special teams background. Well, special teams is a huge part of this game of football, and it's making a huge impact in today's game.
Marcus Allen is back in at corner for North Carolina. Barnett with time over the middle. It is complete to Cam Ross. He'll have a first down after an 11-yard gain.
It's going to be interesting to see what JMU's coaching staff does. Cam Ross comes up big on that catch, but a lot of guys for JMU have been losing their footing and slipping. So as this game progresses, it's going to be interesting to see if they change their cleats or go to a different type of shoe.
Tyler Purdy now checks in the backfield to the right of Barnett. You see the shift there, and we've got a flag on the play. The whistles, actually. We'll see what it's all about. They are reviewing to see if the Ross plays is a catch.
The previous play was reviewed, and after review, it's an incomplete pass.
There you have
The
it.
ball will be brought back to the previous spot.
Here's a couple looks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the ball just kind of squirts a little bit through Cam Ross's hands. But the footing thing, the footing is an issue right now for these wide receivers for JMU. Alonzo Barnett could also help that with being a little bit more accurate in trying to put that ball on the body.
Bob Chesney trying to argue his case, but to no avail. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Dukes.
Yeah, you're telling the ref right there. We've already gone in the huddle. We called the whole entire play. How are you going to blow the whistle right there? You know, we were right there. Come on, refs.
And they are still figuring out what they want to do on offense. JMU still huddling. The whole team was out there.
Yeah, take the time. It's a hot day right now here in Chapel Hill. Take the time. Let the big fellas get their breath and go out there and try to find more success.
Tyler Purdy, the running back, split wide. You see him at the top of your screen. Empty backfield on 3rd and 8 for the Dukes. Barnett, pressure coming. He throws one down the field. The man is wide open. It's Dollison again. He's got one man to beat, and he's taken down inside the 10-yard line. Dollison is having a day. Marcus Allen finally brings him down after the 51-yard gain along with Power Eccles.
Dollison is having a day, but you know who else is having a day? The 5 up-front offensive linemen for JMU, giving Barnett the time he needs to push the ball down the field.
Automatic
Something's
first down.
going on with UNC's back end. These DBs have not been in focus. There's a lot of guys running free back there and giving Alonzo Barnett a lot of options in the passing game.
We have a flag on the play. It'll be roughing the passer. What do you think of that?
Jayborn Harvey just takes him to the ground. It's hard for defensive players to ease up in situations like that.
They hand off to Purdy. He gets upended inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Amari Campbell with the tackle. Dollison, by the way, 2 catches, 119 yards, and the 1 touchdown already.
The passing game has been on fire for JMU. I like that call on 1st and goal, trying to run the ball to instill a little bit more confidence for this football team on the ground.
Dylan Williams, the true freshman, checks in at the bottom of your screen for JMU. 2nd and goal. Barnett's going to take it himself. He's going to dive towards the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Dukes! And they extend their lead and capitalize on the onside kick. A 3-yard score and plunge for Barnett.
Love the play call by Dean Kennedy. Scope spread, split it out wide, and you try to get behind your left guard. Big Carter pulling around there, but Alonzo Barnett does it with his legs, being relentless right there at the goal line.
Noah Ruelas for the extra point, the man with the onside earlier. Again, he's not the normal kickoff specialist. So he came in and executed that onside kick perfectly. 5 plays, 61 yards, 2 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. And it is an 11-point lead again for the Dukes here in the 1st quarter.
Football's a game about momentum, George. JMU has found ways to get momentum every single time, whether it's offensively scoring points defensively creating turnovers, or on special team with a huge punt block returned for a touchdown. So you're seeing massive effects by the play. But I love Bob Chesney still being fired up, getting guys locked in right now. I love his attitude. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take a full game, not a quarter, not a half. If you want to upset UNC, it's going to take all guys locked in for an entire game.
When we talked to the Dukes staff yesterday, you asked them about an early bye week, and they all talked about how they needed it to kind of recalibrate.
Yeah. Because they were doing a lot. You know, offensively, it's like positionless football where they move a lot of guys around. But having that early bye week, they were able to settle down, understand what guys do well, and now continue to evolve that playbook and put guys in the best position to succeed.
Cristiano Rosa back there to kick it off. Javarius Green will let it sail over his head, and let's check in with Morgan.
Well, Coach Chesney won 5 straight Patriot League titles before arriving at JMU, and guys, there's what's called the Chesney effect. His players love him. 4 of them following him from Holy Cross to JMU, including linebacker Jacob Dobbs, who told me he's the ultimate players coach. I have the utmost trust in him. There's no other coach in the country I'd rather play for, and it's a genuine fun swagger that he brings, and you can sense that and feel that on this sideline with the early momentum they have going on in this game.
Oh, I don't think there's any question they love playing for him. And you see, as Orlando pointed out as well, Morgan, how fired up he is. We saw him in pregame talking to every single player who was out there warming up. Criswell over the middle, fires it in there to Bryson Nesbitt. Nesbitt picks up 7 yards.
So often we hear about the ultimate players coach. What makes a coach a players coach is being the same person each and every day and treating guys equally. And Bob Chesney does that for his football team.
2nd and 3. Hand off to Hampton. Hampton spinning out of trouble near the sticks. Should have enough there as Eric O'Neill spun him around. It is a first down after a 3+ yard gain for Hampton.
This is where you can dominate if you're UNC and running the football, letting your big boys push the front linemen around for JMU, and that's how you take control of this football game moving forward.
First down, Jordan Shipp, the true freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, in the slot at the top of your screen. Here comes the blitz by JMU. They make Criswell throw it fast there and out of bounds. Kai Holmes brought the heat.
Great job by Kai Holmes triggering and just showing immediately. You want to make the quarterback as uncomfortable as possible. Criswell doing what he's supposed to do in a situation like that, trying to throw into the blitz. But Thomas having some pressure and effect right now on this football game, beating up this offensive line for UNC.
Marion Hampton back there again on 2nd and 10. Hampton flares out. Criswell over the middle. It is complete to number 5, J.J. Jones, and they get into Duke's territory. A 19-yard gain.
Mr. Reliable J.J. Jones goes up and snatches that one out the air for Criswell.
And we have a flag on the play. Jordan Shipp might have been a little early there.
Ball start. Offense number 3. 5-yard penalty. First down.
They'll say it's Chris Culliver, but Jordan Shipp also moved there.
Yeah, a couple guys moving for UNC's offense. And as a coaching staff, those are the ones that irk you the most and keep you up late at night. You're at home, you know the snap count, you got to lock in and not hurt your football team.
Alex Taylor, the other true freshman, checking in at the top of your screen at wide receiver, and more whistles. That'll be the end of the first quarter. We've got an interesting one here in Chapel Hill as the Dukes have an 11-point lead against the Tar Heels.
Here with JMU head coach Bob Chesney. Coach, you told us you were going to have to take advantage of opportunities in this game. What are you most proud of that your team has done here so far in this first quarter?
Well, I like that we started fast. I like that we took some chances, and we're going to continue to do that as this day goes on. But we got to get a stop here, right? We 100% got to get a stop here. We got to get some pressure on this quarterback. He's standing in there nicely and delivering some really good footballs. And then 28, I mean, we bottle him up, and then there's 2 or 3 good runs in there. We just got to start to tighten it down a little bit, and we got to be able to handle our matchups downfield. We got to win some one-on-one matchups downfield.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, Morgan and Coach Chesney. A flag on the play on that completion to J.J. Jones. Wally Johnson, our lead official today.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 8. That 15-yard penalty will be added on. Automatic first down.
Amar Thomas. Amar Thomas, and Bob Chesney is not thrilled about that.
We're going to see Amar Thomas right here on the right side of the screen going against Sampson. Just gets that left hand a little bit too high. Referees are always going to be looking for that. And if you have an offensive lineman with his head back, it's usually an indicator that your hands are a little bit too high.
Low snap for Criswell. He rolls out. Launches one to Nesbitt, who's open, makes a man miss, spins out of trouble, dives to the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, North Carolina closes the gap, a 34-yard score.
Jacoby Criswell, great back shoulder throw, understanding that Nesbitt is watching the whole entire time. And Nesbitt shows his physical abilities, saying that I'm just too strong. I lift a lot of weight. I live in that weight room, get in there to the end zone. Dragging guys, George, on that one.
Burnett for the extra point. This one has been an amazing game thus far. A lot of offense.
Yeah, the fireworks keep on going off right here in Chapel Hill. As we saw in the first quarter today, George, 440 yards of total offense for both of these offenses, and it's continuing right now for UNC.
Well, and that was just before the Nesbitt play, right? So
Yes.
it's now nearly 480 total yards for both teams. So Carolina gets within 4 after the 6-play drive, 75 yards, just under 2 minutes off the clock. Now JMU will look to answer again. 25 points, by the way, for JMU, third most in the first quarter in program history. They scored 28 points twice. And the way James Madison has done it has been stunning as well. They had a block punt for a touchdown, a kicker with a 2-point conversion to their long snapper, and then an onside kick recovery by the same kicker. This thing has had everything you would want in a game. I mean, it's like a Madden game broke out here.
Yeah, everybody eats.
Actually, you know what? A college NCAA football game, right? There's the new game. I forgot. This year we brought the game back.
The game is back. I used to love being back at the University of Miami playing with myself back in the day. So happy the game is back. But a lot of guys getting involved and putting a stamp on this game for both sides of the ball.
Osada kicks it through the end zone. James Madison with an early lead thus far. Here's how they've done it.
Yeah, Trent Hendricks, nice peanut punch coming down, creating a fumble, a block punt, huge for special teams, and then just a surprise onside kick, keeping UNC on their heels. I love what JMU has done so far in this football game because they haven't allowed UNC to get comfortable at all. They've been playing a little bit unorthodox, but finding success early, making huge plays.
Breon Penny checks in at wide receiver for the Dukes for the first time. Brother of Rashad Penny, retired NFL player. Handed off up the middle to Petaway. Not much there. Oh, and a flag on the play. Extracurricular activity between the two teams. Joshua Harris in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, just doing a little bit too much right there.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you see him trotting off there, Joshua Harris.
Yeah, last week UNC had 17 penalties, 10 on defense. Joshua Harris, just a little extracurricular activities right here at the end of the play on George Petaway. Can't have that as a coaching staff. And I love the fact that UNC said, okay, if you're going to do that, we're going to sub you out. Be interested to see when that young man comes back into the football game. But you cannot do things to hurt your team. And those type of penalties hurt your football team.
So the Dukes get to move forward to the 42-yard line. Ymir Knight in motion. Petaway in the backfield, in the pistol. Play action, Barnett on the move. He's going to tuck it and run, and not much there as Amari Campbell tracked him down.
Great job by Amari Campbell, being focused. Well, you see why Alonzo Barnett is so special, why this JMU offense is going to be explosive as the season progresses. He does an unbelievable job of just transferring his weight and skeet and pass a little skeeting through the little seam, getting back to the line of scrimmage, and not having that be a negative play.
Taji Hudson checks in for the first time at receiver at the top of your screen. They rotate a lot of guys, both these teams. Hand off to Petaway. He makes a man miss initially and then dragging a defender for a couple of yards. Power Eccles brought him down eventually.
JMU continues to run the ball in the middle of the field, delivering body blows to this UNC defense.
3rd and 5 for the Dukes. They go outside. It's caught there by Ross, and he's going to have enough for the first down as he scampers out of bounds at the 45 into Carolina territory. Elijah Huzzy in coverage.
Yeah, that's just a field play for Alonzo Barnett right now. Understanding that Cam Ross has outside leverage on Caleb Koss and getting him the football as quick as possible, where Huzzy had to come down for help to make the tackle and force him out of bounds.
There's Ross again in motion, now in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Petaway bounces it outside. He's got room, and down the sideline gets the first down. Power Eccles eventually brings him down, but a big gain there of 13 yards for Petaway against his former team.
They put Petaway all over the field, but you could tell why this young man is a little bit different. That play is designed to be ran in between the tackles. He shows the patience and then bounces it outside for an explosive and to move the chains for a first down.
3 new offensive linemen shuffle in on this play, Orlando. Tyler Purdy in the backfield. There's Hudson in motion. Play action. Barnett with time. He's got a man wide open. It's Purdy, and Purdy gets tripped up inside the 15-yard line by Antavius Lane. A 19-yard gain for Purdy, the Holy Cross transfer.
It continues to be creative as they pull Cole Potts to the left. They run counter away, and Alonzo Barnett able to find Purdy squeaking out on the front side of that play. We're seeing very interesting plays ran by JMU's offense right now, plays that we haven't seen in their playbook. So great job installing new things during the bye week last week for this team.
1st and 10 from the 12. Barnett, quick toss. It's open to Petaway. Petaway met by a number of defenders there. Marcus Allen first on the scene down to the 6-yard line. A gain of 6.
Talking with offensive coordinator Dean Kennedy yesterday, he said it's our job to design plays to get George Petaway in space. Put him in motion out there from the backfield, understanding that Marcus Allen is a little bit off. And a great job by Barnett getting him the football as fast as possible for a nice, easy throw, but a great run after the catch.
We should add that Dean Kennedy normally up in the box down on the field today, he said. 6 in a row for Barnett as he is feeling it now. Barnett all day. He tosses it over the middle, an easy touchdown to Cam Ross. And the Dukes score on a 6-yard pitch and catch to Ross. And they extend their lead again.
A very rare time we'll see UNC play zone. Campbell has to step up when you see Alonzo Barnett get outside the tackle box. But great job by Alonzo keeping his eyes down the field and not just forcing himself to turn into a runner to find Cam Ross for a touchdown. 7
straight completions for Barnett, that one for a touchdown. Barnett 4 of 4 for 39 yards on that drive. 8 plays, 75 yards, 4:13 off the clock. The extra point is up and good. And an 11-point lead for the Dukes.
Yeah, I love the type of throws, and I love that Alonzo Barnett is cheering on his teammates. Let's go. Let's continue going.
Rising start here in Chapel Hill. A lot of points on the board early, 32-21. The Dukes leading the Tar Heels, and the Dukes feeling themselves thus far.
Yeah, they've done it as a team. Every phase of the game has had a positive effect and has led to scoring points for this JMU offense. They're playing team football, and they're really feeding off each other to not only capture the momentum, but sustain it.
Kickoff here by Rosa. And it goes into the end zone. Carolina will begin at their own 25. Here's another look at that TD.
Yeah, so this play, when you have Barnett rolling out to the right, it becomes very hard for Amari Campbell to really try to cover him. You know what Barnett has done earlier in this game with his legs, so Campbell has to step up, which creates a void for a nice, easy toss to Cam Ross for a touchdown.
Yeah, you're damned if you're doing, damned if you don't if you're him, because if not, Barnett's going to score, and you leave Ross and hope that somebody else covers for you on the back end.
Yeah, and as a defensive coordinator, you want to play zone in that tight red area because there are not a lot of windows, especially with playing a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of football at this level.
Criswell play action. Pressure coming, throws off his back foot. Nesbitt goes up and makes the stab. Wow! DJ Barksdale in coverage. They're going to say it's incomplete. Had to extend for that one.
DJ Barksdale inside the body frame. Nesbitt going up and trying to catch that one. It's a tough ass trying to bring a ball to the ground when you have a defender that's already on the ground. But a great effort. Look for them to get back to that play here in the second half, maybe.
That one hit the ground, as you see there, shielded by his body. But good catch by the officials. Hampton in the pistol set. Jones in motion. Hampton gets the play, and he is taken down, buried in the backfield. Eric O'Neal first on the scene. And a little dance after two. 5-yard loss.
Oh, yeah, big fella dance. Absolutely, that's an unbelievable play. Amari Hampton doesn't get tackled by one guy. He doesn't get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And for Eric O'Neal, not only to beat his man up the field and make that tackle, it's a great setting up the tone for this defense.
3rd and long. JMU showing blitz. 2 tight ends out there for UNC. Criswell with time. Launches one. It is incomplete, intended for Nesbitt again. And North Carolina will be forced to punt.
Ooh, that one, Nesbitt needed to come up big. He has to have one right there. Jacoby Criswell surveying the field, delivers a very catchable ball. Nesbitt has to be able to come down with that one to move the chains for his offense.
Ymir Knight awaiting the punt inside his 40. And Tom McGinnis, the Australian punter, ready for the snap at his own 5. End over end punt. Fair catch by Knight at the 41-yard line. A 39-yard punt. We have a flag on the field at the 34-yard line.
During the kick, holding, return team number 22. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
That's Chase Reagan. So the punt will have JMU taken over on the other side after the penalty.
JMU leading North Carolina 32-21 here in the second quarter. And for 53 years, Bob Chesney Sr., Bob Chesney's dad, has coached football. For the last 14, he's been by the side of his son, JMU head coach Bob. First at Division III Salve Regina, then following him to Assumption in 2013. And then they were part of 5 straight Patriot League championships at Holy Cross before arriving in Harrisonburg. And prior to that, he was coaching and teaching at North Schuylkill, first as an elementary teacher, and then he taught high school social studies with a passion for impacting kids. I asked him, as far as he impacted his son, Bob, he said discipline and organization, knowing how to form and build a program, where to start, and having a plan. Part of the reason why he's had success at all of his stops, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. A huge play there on the flea flicker to Cam Ross.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 17.
And a flag on the play, 42-yard gain plus the roughing the passer.
Automatic first down.
And that's a frustration play by this UNC defense. Just hitting Alonzo Barnett after the fact. Amari Campbell with a huge penalty right there, because it's not only did you give up going over the top with a massive explosive, you also tack on some extra yardage at the end of that one.
ESPN supports, by the way, you heard Morgan, and you saw Morgan, by the way, on the screen there with Bob Chesney, the Patriot League. ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. To nominate a great teacher in your community, visit the website cfpfoundation.org. So 1st down and 10 at the 14-yard line for the Dukes. They have scored on 3 straight possessions, all touchdowns. Barnett with time, launches to the end zone, touchdown! Taylor Thompson make it 4 straight drives with a touchdown. And the Dukes are in control in Chapel Hill.
Lonzo Barnett feeling himself right now. You can see the confidence growing as he hits Taylor Thompson on this great seam route up the middle of the field. The connection is there. Everybody is locked in and in sync for JMU offensively right now. It is big play after big play, momentum after momentum. And they are not only in this one, they have put a stamp on this football game and told UNC that if you're going to get back in this one, you're going to have to fight us and do a lot more.
Barnett, 2 plays, 69 yards, 29 seconds, a 13-yard toss for a touchdown to Taylor Thompson. Barnett loving life here in the 2nd quarter. We've got a stunner here in Chapel Hill. JMU leading 39-21. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. 39 points, most points for JMU versus a Power 4 team. Previous was 36 against UVA in a win last year. That's in the 1st half. Let's send it down to Morgan.
Well, guys, North Carolina defensive end Kamen Rucker, who has been out the last several weeks with a lower body procedure, was just in the middle of his defense, getting into his guys, telling them, this hurts me right now. Seeing the way you all are playing, I can't be out here and contributing. It went on for several minutes, laying into the defense, firing them up, and eventually breaking the huddle.
Yeah, Morgan, Orlando, he's got their attention for sure.
Yeah, he's a leader of that football team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And if you can't be out there, you have to have guys step up. They have to lock in and make their plays as they present itself.
And Hampton met in the backfield. Emmanuel Bush takes down Hampton. A loss on the play of 2.
Success becomes contagious. JMU all of a sudden ahead big in this one, and now you're seeing other guys around having massive impacts on the game, as Bush with a huge tackle on Hampton in the backfield.
Gavin Blackwell checks in for North Carolina at the top of your screen. 2nd and 12. Blitz coming. Criswell over the middle. Incomplete. J.J. Jones tries to dive for it, cannot come up with it. Pressure there by Trent Hendrick, who had that big play earlier in the game.
JMU is doing a great job of not letting UNC know where it's coming from. Hendrick's coming right up the middle as he sees Blasky sliding away, getting right into Jacoby Criswell's face and making him throw that ball a second earlier than he wanted to, which brings up an incomplete, and now a 3rd and long.
3rd and 12. Hendrick punched one out earlier on a fumble on J.J. Jones. And a fumbled snap. Criswell picks it up, smartly throws it away, and a flag on the play. Late on that one. Emmanuel Bush turning around, wondering what it's about. He may have pushed down the passer there after the play. We'll get it sorted out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 15. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
That's got to drive Bob Chesney insane.
Yeah, you got the fumble. Criswell just not looking it all the way in. And then guys are chasing him down. And Bush, you have to be smarter than that in that situation. Situational football awareness. You know he's not going to throw an accurate pass right there. You have to be able to ease up and run past Criswell because you just gave him a free 1st down.
Yep.
That was 3rd and 12 right there. JMU's coaching staff, I know they're frustrated right now with that because now the offense is not on the field and they should be.
A little razzle-dazzle here to Hampton, and now to Culliver, and Culliver gets snuffed out there. A big loss, DJ Barksdale, a 7-yard loss No fooling the Dukes right now.
Talking with this coaching staff yesterday about DJ Barksdale, they said he is a dynamic player. He is scrappy, only being 5'9", 177 pounds. He sniffs that one out all the way and makes a short tackle in the backfield.
So Hampton had to come out of the game, and Criswell is out of the game as well. Connor Harrell is in at quarterback with Davion Goss in the backfield, the true freshman out of Chaminade Madonna in South Florida. Helmet came off, so they had to go to the sideline. Harrell can't handle the snap. Ball is loose. And it's JMU football again. North Carolina unraveling here. Kyrie Mans recovers it.
And it's unraveling from the quarterback position. Connor Harrell does not fully pull this one in. It's not a bad snap by Austin Blakesley. Normally when you see quarterbacks having issues with the ball, it's on the center. Bob Chesney fired up right now for North Carolina, unraveling on defense, special teams, and now we just see some crucial mistakes on this last drive by the offense.
A stunner thus far, and still plenty of time here in the second quarter. Purdy and Knight in the backfield for the Dukes. Thompson in motion to the right side. Barnett all day to throw. Now the pressure comes. Flushed out. He's going to tuck it and run. A lot of green grass for him. And he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. A 27-yard score. And the Dukes continue to tack on points in Chapel Hill.
Great job by Alonzo Barnett going through his progression, but feeling the pressure by Desmond Evans and then rolling out. He keeps his eyes down the field the whole entire time, but right here at the end, it's transferring the weight and making Jakeem Harris not make an open field tackle and being able to edge him and get in the end zone.
A fifth straight touchdown drive for James Madison. Extra point is up and good. A 25-point lead, and we're still halfway through the second quarter. Stunning is the only word to describe this.
The game of football is all about momentum, so a huge turnover with Connor Harrell not looking this one all the way in. Defense being swarming to the football and taking the football. And then Alonzo Barnett just having his day with his legs. You understand at the quarterback position, you are the one person that defensive coordinators cannot account for. But I want to shout out all the pass catchers around Alonzo Barnett, getting it done in the blocking game and blocking down the field for their quarterback as he uses his athletic ability to get to the end zone.
What a game for that young man thus far. Remember, he started 1 of 6 in this game. He had a couple of runs, and the runs have gotten him back into the game. And this team is rolling right now here in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, he's settled down a lot and throwing the ball a lot more accurately. And when you do that, now the guys have to key in on the back end for that defense of UNC. They got to key in more to the pass catchers. And then Alonzo Barnett just having his cake and eating it too, using his legs to get in the end zone.
Rosa kicks it through the end zone. North Carolina will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. Coming up later at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, the ACC Huddle crew will be back with highlights and complete breakdown of all the afternoon games. And they'll get you ready for Michigan State, Boston College at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Then after the game, they'll have full post-game show. They'll wrap up all the coverage for the evening. All of it is right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Taylor and company do such a fantastic job on that show. 46 points, by the way, for JMU. Most points scored against UNC in the first half in program history.
Yeah, you're not going to get back into this game if you're UNC on this drive. It's about sustaining this drive and making sure you come up with 7 instead of 3 points.
The offense has not been the huge problem here as Criswell runs for it and goes out of bounds. Should have enough. Nope, he's just shy of the first down, so a 9-yard gain. Nope, they are going to give him the first down. So the big issue to me is defense. I mean, we could talk about that, certainly. But, no, wait, now they're going to say he's short, as I said initially. So there you have it. So a 9-yard gain, as I originally called.
Yeah, plenty of time in this football game. Just make sure that you get the first down. I would run the ball right now if I was UNC.
Pressure coming. Criswell finds Nesbitt over the middle. Nesbitt gets into Duke's territory, and they're moving the ball here, getting a first down. An 18-yard gain for 18.
Yeah, or do that, right? Go back to your guy, Nesbitt. He had 2 drops earlier in this game, so building his confidence is going to be important to get back into this one.
All day. Criswell to the sideline. Dangerous pass. It's picked off. Terrence Spence. And the Dukes regain possession. Flag on the play. 3rd turnover for North Carolina. Spence had the block punt earlier as well. The flag is after the play.
Ruling on the field, the pass is intercepted. There's a sideline warning charged to James Madison. It'll be first down, James Madison.
Now, you never want to see the sideline warning after the interception on the play, but considering they put up 46 points and we're midway through the 2nd quarter, you can almost excuse them a little bit, can't you?
Yeah, George, I bet you Bob Chesney doesn't care about the sideline warning in a situation like this. Terrence Spence jumps the route. He has to make a decision as he's guarding Blackwell. He decides to jump this one and try to come up big for his team, and he does, stealing a possession for this offense.
The JMU chants their fans behind their bench. Petaway in the backfield. North Carolina showing blitz, and flags on the play.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Carter Sweezy.
Yeah, big fella just a little anxious right there.
An incredible start for the Dukes. This was a team that scored 13 points last week against Gardner-Webb. Barnett finds Ross. Ross slips up and gets tackled just past the 35-yard line by Caleb Cost. A short gain.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago against Gardner-Webb, 14 points, as you said, George. But when you have that early bye week, this coaching staff was excited about it. They said they could condense their playbook moving forward, and now they have a better understanding of what guys do really, really well. So putting them in the best position to succeed is going to have the most effect moving forward for this football team, and they've done that so far in this one against UNC.
10 straight completions for Barnett. 2nd and 9. Bobbles the snap for a second. Over the middle, launches, caught, and complete to Cam Ross. Ross loses the football, though. Scooped up by North Carolina inside the 35-yard line. Power Eccles forced the fumble there. He corralled the football.
Cam Ross holding that one a little bit loose, but he tries to get it in tight to his body right there. And Tavius Lane, who they like to call Stick on the defense, gets his hand on that football and jars it loose.
Power Eccles, the man on the spot.
That has been the biggest defensive play for UNC today. Let's see if this offense can capitalize now with the defense stealing some of the momentum for them.
First and 10 from the 34. Hampton wrapped up right away by DJ Barksdale. And that's a kid that, when you talk to the JMU coaches, they say he's not afraid to tackle anybody. And he doesn't back down from anybody. And you see it right there, because Amarian Hampton is a tough dude to bring down.
Yeah, DJ Barksdale's scrappy. That's what this coaching staff said immediately. Asked about him yesterday. He said that he is a dynamic player and allows them to do a lot of things on defense. Blitzing on that last play from his nickel spot and making a short tackle in the backfield on a man that I wouldn't like to tackle, George, Amarian Hampton.
You'd love to block for him, though, when you were playing.
Oh, yeah, he runs with the purpose, absolutely.
Criswell, ball batted down, incomplete. Terry Lockett Jr. batted it down.
Derek Lockett Jr., when you get stopped as a defensive lineman, the coaching staff says, hey, put your hands up. If you could see the quarterback, just because you can't hit him, you could affect him by getting your hands up. And Lockett Jr. getting his hands up for a nice incompletion.
3rd and 9 for North Carolina. JMU showing blitz. Here they come. Criswell has to move, throws it on the run, wisely out of bounds. And North Carolina forced to punt again.
Overload pressure for JMU's defense as Kai Holmes comes from his free safety position, able to move Criswell out of the pocket. I like the play selection that we're seeing out of JMU, because you don't want a quarterback to ever feel comfortable back there in the pocket. If you could get him to scramble and roll, you take away half of the field as a defense, because now you took away some of his options that might have been on the backside.
Ymir Knight inside the 25, awaiting the punt. McGinnis, end over end. Knight will fair catch it at the 28. A 37-yard punt, no return. Coming up at the half, it's the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. Taylor Tannenbaum, E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean, and Eddie Royal will have first half analysis, including Clemson rolling earlier today. Georgia Tech and Louisville preview to that one, and they'll be live from Boston College. But they'll have analysis on this one. I can't wait to hear what the guys add on to this after you and I have been witnessing something that's just frankly stunning. There's really no other way to describe it.
Yeah, they always talk about defense winning championships. Today, UNC's defense has not been good enough. But the good thing in this one, partner, there's a lot of football left.
Petaway gets it there up the middle. Picks up 4. Jabron Harvey brought him down.
You got to get to 3rd and long, 3rd and 5+ as a defense for UNC. You've made it too easy for JMU offensively. You got to lock in on 1st and 2nd downs and make your layups. Make those plays that present themselves.
This is the 10th drive of the first half for the Dukes. It's an insane number. Petaway again. He's got a hole. Tries to bounce it outside, lowers the shoulder, gets near the sticks. I'm going to say just shy.
Nice patience by Petaway right there. You love to be in this situation as an offense because your whole entire playbook is up when it's 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 for the Dukes. Barnett changing the play. Petaway up the middle. Lowers the shoulder and gets into UNC territory. Jakeem Harris brought him down. He gets to the 49, another first down for Petaway and the Dukes.
This offensive line for JMU today has had theirself a day.
Barnett, they move quickly. He decides to run out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. Short gain there as Caleb Koss chased him out of bounds.
Love to see that out of Alonzo Barnett. Get into the edge, but deciding to get out of bounds. If you do not have to turn the ball up the field and take a massive hit, protect yourself by getting out of bounds and just getting a positive gain on that one for your offense.
This is the 2nd time that JMU has brought in 3 new offensive linemen for a particular play. I'm guessing you've never seen that before, right?
Yeah, the last time they did play action, hard counter, pulling the guard out to the end and having to block one of those defensive ends. Very interesting to see what they do this time.
Barnett, quick toss to Ymir Knight. Knight taken down inside the 40 to the 39, right at the marker, and they'll call it a first down. A 10-yard gain.
And they did the exact same thing right there, George. Hard play action, getting some fresh offensive linemen in there, allowing them to pull and pick up some defensive ends while they're throwing the ball. So I like that, even though you don't see it every single day.
Did you ever do that at any level? 3 offensive linemen? We have the 2-minute timeout. Hold that thought. We'll have more on that because I'm curious to hear what the answer is. JMU rolling and driving. A surprise here in Chapel Hill. You see James Madison with the lead. 135 yards on the ground to 51. 265 to 245 in the air. 400 total yards for JMU. At one point, UNC had a 221 to 58 total yards edge. Since then, it's been 342 to 75 total yardage in JMU's favor, and they're driving again. Purdy in the backfield. Ross in the slot at the top of your screen. Barnett changing the play. Barnett all day to throw. Now rolls out. Dumps it down. Checks it down to Purdy, who gets knocked out of bounds after a nice gain there. Amari Campbell brought him down. I asked you earlier about the 3 offensive line shift. Have you ever done that at any level like JMU's been doing a couple of times here today?
Little league football, George. That's about it. You never see it anywhere else.
Hey, it's working today for them.
Keeping those guys fresh, but also building the depth that you're going to need for a long football season where injuries always tend to happen.
2nd and 4, Breon Penny, brother of Rashard Penny, at the bottom of your screen at wide receiver. Purdy tries to turn the corner, flag on the play. He'll be just shy of the first down, and Tavius Lane brought him down.
Holding. Number 55 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd out.
Riley Robel.
Riley right in the middle of your screen, running his feet, trying to, I don't know what the ref saw right there. I think that's just a nice finish at the end.
Spoken
but I'm
like
an offensive lineman,
true
so.
offensive lineman, no question about it. 13 straight completions for JMU. Barnett started 1 of 6.
Yeah, he's done an unbelievable job of settling in, but the plays from offensive coordinator Kennedy have been nice design plays to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. The guys around him have made some huge plays for Barnett today. 2nd
and 14, sidearms one to his receiver on a wide receiver screen. Ross, who's got the first down and then some, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A flag on the play near the sideline. 17-yard gain if it stands.
Holding. Offense number 10. 10-yard penalty. 2nd out.
And that's Breon Penny on the infraction.
Breon Penny right here on the right side, working. He has to let go just a tad earlier. Elijah Huzzy doing a good job disengaging and letting the referee see that. But Breon Penny, man, you just got to get your hands a little bit more inside right now in order to get more success moving forward.
Breon, a football family, comes from a football family. His brother Rashad played in the NFL. New left tackle on this play. So more offensive line shifts, and we have more whistles.
Game clock operating. Let's put 1:41 on the game clock, and the clock will start on the snap of the football. 2nd out.
So we'll have to reset the clock there to 1:41. JMU with 2 players over 100 yards receiving at the moment. There's Pettaway in motion. Barnett finds Pettaway out of the backfield. Pettaway can't hold on. Had the first down had he been able to haul it in.
Just got to slow down and catch that one fully. Barnett put the ball exactly where it needed to be, but George Pettaway has to be able to pull that one in.
Third down and just about 7 yards.
If I'm JMU, I'm putting the ball back in Pettaway's hands. I would love a screen right here because of how aggressive UNC's defense normally is on 3rd downs.
Yeah, go back to him. He's made so many plays already in this game. And he goes out into a route. Pressure coming. Barnett loses his footing and down at the 40. A loss on the play. 5-yard loss. A blitz by Carolina works there. So now here's an interesting situation. Do they go for it here, or do they let Noah Ruelas kick one? Bob Chesney, first time out for North Carolina. Bob Chesney told us in our meetings yesterday that they trust Ruelas from 65 yards. And he was kicking them in pregame today.
Everything has worked for this JMU football team right now. I don't know how you do not go for a field goal in this situation, especially because it would be less than 65 yards. I believe it would
58.
be about 57 right now. 58?
58.
Partner?
And let's take a look at him kicking in pregame. I mean, he had plenty of leg on this one. That was nearly 60 yards.
The game of football is about momentum. So if you could continue to steal momentum in this game, that's what I would do. But it's looking like Bob Chesney's elected to punt this one away, which I do believe is not a bad decision as well, partner, because your defense has played lights out so far in this football game.
Yeah, Ryan Hansen awaiting for the punt on the 47-yard line. Elijah Huzzy at his 10. And we see Dobbs splitting out wide. Could we have another trick play? Oh, a false start there by Dobbs. Something was brewing for sure.
Offense number 27. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
The captain of the defense out there with the infraction.
Yeah, something was brewing. It jumps the gun a little bit. Normally not out there at that position as a gunner going in motion. He's usually behind that first wave of linemen on the punt unit to shore up the protection.
Ryan Hansen, one of the best punters in the country. That's 8 penalties for 85 yards for JMU. And a number of them here on this drive. Hansen. End over end. Huzzy will fair catch it at the 8-yard line. A 37-yard punt. No return. Tuesday, the Nothing But Net crew will look at every ACC school's upcoming basketball schedule. The season tips off Monday, November 4th. They'll break down the women from 7 to 8 Eastern and the men from 8 to 9 Eastern, only right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. It's that time, partner. Basketball is starting too. They love their basketball here, that's for sure.
Have put out some unbelievable teams over the years here at UNC.
When we were here a couple of weeks ago against Charlotte, they honored the 2005 National Championship team. 04-05 season.
Yeah, such a cool and unique moment.
Criswell with time. Fires over the middle. Complete near the 25-yard line to J.J. Jones. Terrence Spence in coverage, and they're moving quickly here.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to run your 2-minute offense. J.J. Jones having a positive play on 1st down.
17-yard gain. Criswell again. Pressure coming now. Waited too long and taken down by Eric O'Neal again. Eric O'Neal has been everywhere today.
30-second timeout. North Carolina.
Eric O'Neal at the top of your
Second and
screen,
10.
just going against Sampson. Great job being relentless with his rush and keying in on Criswell. If you could get the big fella on his heels and work back inside, great things tend to happen.
8-yard loss, partner.
As a defensive coach, you're super excited about what Eric O'Neal did because it's his football awareness, not overrunning Criswell in the pocket, working back inside for a great sack by this defense.
So 2nd and 18 now, upcoming for North Carolina. This crowd, understandably, a bit lifeless at the moment here in Chapel Hill.
As a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of snaps in Jacoby Criswell, you love to be in 2-minute situations because those are your day one install plays, the plays that are staples for you as an offense. Young guys tend to thrive in situations like this because if there's not a lot of thinking going on. Let's see if UNC could get it going and maybe get in the end zone.
Davion Goss checks in, the true freshman, at tailback to the left of Criswell. Criswell rolling out of the pocket, throws on the run, picked off by Terrence Spence. Another play by Spence, and he's going down the sideline and will score a touchdown. A pick six, 33-yard interception return, and JMU putting the exclamation point on this first half.
Terrence Spence, the field corner for this JMU defense. He's watching Criswell's eyes all the way, and he jumps that route. More looking like a wide receiver back there on the run back, setting up some blocks out there in space.
4th turnover for North Carolina. Spence has, as the extra point is up and good, a block punt, 2 interceptions, and now a touchdown. What a half for that kid. And Criswell, what was he seeing there?
Yeah, Terrence Spence is dropping off, but he's looking at Criswell the whole entire time. That ball is the right ball to throw, but you have to throw it a little bit more out in front of Chris Culliver and allow him to continue to cross the field. So a big crucial error by Jacoby Criswell, not driving that one and putting it out in front of the wide receiver a little bit more.
Throwing it off his back foot, and he's done that a lot today. And just not as much power on the ball as you needed. Do you consider going to Connor Harrell if you're Mack Brown? I mean, he had a fumbled snap earlier as well.
Yeah, I think that you mix Connor Harrell in as this game progresses. Jacoby Criswell is going to give you the best opportunity to throw the ball down the field, where Connor Harrell is going to give you the opportunity to run the ball. But I love that both of these guys are communicating with each other because they need to figure this thing out.
Criswell, only his 2nd start of his career, transferred out of North Carolina to Arkansas. Back here, wanted to finish his career here. Highly sought after out of high school. Competed with Drake May. Had a hamstring pull during that competition, and then Drake May took off and became Drake May, a legendary quarterback here at North Carolina. And Criswell back, trying to create his own imprint. And thus far, a challenging day for him. Kick through the end zone. And North Carolina will start their next drive at their own 25-yard line. By the way, for JMU, most first-half points in program history with 53.
Got to find a way for all 11 guys that are out there on the field to play together. There cannot be no more my bad coaching. I'll get it next time. UNC has been good at times, but there's been a drop, or this person has missed a block. All 11 need to lock in and focus for the remainder of this football game.
Criswell over the middle, batted in the air, and it's intercepted again. Chauncey Logan, right place, right time. And it's unraveling for the Tar Heels. A 5th turnover for Carolina. They're going to check to see if he hauled it in.
Yeah, this one's going to be very close. John Copenhaver has to catch it the first time. Tips and overthrows as a defense, got to get those.
It is incomplete, as you saw there. It did touch the ground. So Criswell and the Tar Heels get a reprieve.
Another opportunity. If I'm Mack Brown, I'm taking a knee, George. There's been too much going on in this first half. I think you got to take a knee at some point and recuperate in the tunnel and get ready for the second half.
Doesn't look like that's going to be the case here on 2nd and 10. They do hand it off, though, to Hampton. And Hampton met after a short gain by Chauncey Logan, who almost had that interception a moment ago. And you could just see the swagger for JMU at the moment. Logan just kind of skipping around after he makes that tackle.
And you're fired up if you're JMU. Everybody's playing and having success today. Offense, defense, and special teams have had massive, impactful plays on this football game. Let's see if that's sustainable in the second half, but they've been locked down here in the first half.
And they hand it off again. Hampton picks up a couple. Amar Thomas with the tackle, and that'll do it. And you hear the Boo Birds are out here in Chapel Hill. A stunner here in Chapel Hill. JMU 53, UNC 21. Let's send it to Taylor and company for the halftime report.
Take a look at
Welcome to Kenan Stadium. A staggering score here at the half. JMU 53, North Carolina 21. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Orlando, North Carolina with a ton of miscues, and the Dukes capitalizing early and often.
Yeah, do your job until the play is done. That's been the problem for UNC, whether they've been on offense, defense, or special teams today. Guys have had massive mistakes when it's their time to shine and not fulfilled their job and playing throughout the whole entire whistle, George.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch. In essence, every time it felt like North Carolina had a chance, JMU just stymied them.
Yeah, football's the ultimate team sport. That's why I love the game of football. It takes all 11 guys. If one person doesn't do their job, that play could be a disaster. What we've seen so far in the first half is JMU has capitalized on those plays and made them disasters for UNC.
Bob Chesney again, first year at JMU, taking over for Kurt Signetti. 5 straight Patriot League championships at Holy Cross, made the playoffs 7 out of 9 years, went to the quarterfinals in the FCS playoffs. I mean, this is a man who knows how to win football games.
Yeah, he's been there before, and his team loves him and is playing for him today.
And we have a return. Nope, they're going to say he is down in the end zone. So welcome inside Kenan Stadium here. Again, alongside Orlando Franklin, I'm George Sedano. What do you make of this stunning performance?
Yeah, guys not doing their job, George. It's simple as that. And I think when you look at UNC, the big problem is your defensive line. You coming into this game, they've had so much success getting after the quarterback, but JMU has been able to hit them in the mouth and stone those guys.
So North Carolina will begin this drive on their own 25-yard line. Criswell keeps, throws to the sideline. It is complete there to Alex Taylor, the freshman. Let's send it down to Morgan.
North Carolina head coach Mack Brown told me coming out of the locker room he wanted his team to start over. He said, let's fight to show who we are as a program, let's fight to show our confidence. And he did say the plan would be to stick with quarterback Jacoby Criswell in the second half, and Criswell came out with good energy out of the tunnel. And as far as Bob Chesney, he said the most meaningless stat in all of college football is the halftime score. I want my team to continue playing hard and together here in this second half.
Thank you, Morgan. I mean, he's right about that, as Hampton gets no gain on that play. But if you're Mack Brown, you have to say you start over. And do you run the ball? Do you throw the ball? Like, if you're North Carolina, what's the strategy here? Do you still try to mix it up?
Yeah, I think you got to run your whole entire offense and have the threat of running the football, so then you could get easier coverage for Jacoby Criswell to throw the ball down the field. And when he does throw the ball down the field, guys got to go up there and make plays for him. No more drops in this football game in the second half for UNC offense.
Criswell with time goes down the sideline. A catch by Jones. Did he get his feet in? They say he did. Inside the 30-yard line. What a catch there by J.J. Jones. 29-yard gain.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Make your big-time players go up and make plays for you. J.J. Jones is a staple for this offense, coming up with a massive play and getting that foot down in bounds.
And now they're going to review it. Carolina needed to go fast there if they wanted to avoid this. Let's take a break. We'll see what the ruling is on the other side. So the review confirms the catch. J.J. Jones did not step out of bounds, although came very close there.
Yeah, his right foot right there on the screen comes very close, but goes up and makes a tough catch and gets 1 foot in bounds for his quarterback. Those plays become contagious. Got to keep on doing that offensively moving forward.
Hampton up the gut. There we go. He gets a nice gain there. I feel like that's the, one of the first couple of times that we've seen that happen. He's only had a couple of runs where he's broken through into the second level, and he gets 5 yards on that one.
Yeah, JMU in the first half did a great job squeezing down those holes with the defensive line and allowing the linebackers to come downhill. One of the very few plays, like you said, partner, where he didn't get touched until getting to the second level.
Criswell with time. Dumps it down. It's Hampton again. And he's going to have the first down. A gain of 7.
I think that's how you get back in this game. You continue to look for Amari Hampton in the check down game so he could keep on delivering body blows to this defense.
Carolina moving the football here. Criswell on the roll. Throws it to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Nesbitt. Nesbitt tried to climb the ladder and could not get it. A little too tall for him.
And that's the matchup that if I'm Jacoby Criswell, I'm trying to continue to find that matchup. You have Bryson Nesbitt at 6'5", 230 pounds, getting matched up with DJ Barksdale, number 32 for JMU, who's 5'9", 177 pounds. Continue to try to expose that matchup in this second half, and hopefully Nesbitt goes up and makes some huge plays for you.
Alex Taylor at the top of the screen has started this second half at wide receiver for North Carolina. Criswell under pressure, avoiding the pressure and throws one into the dirt. A flag on the play. That pass intended for J.J. Jones. Pressure there by Michael McMullen.
Holding, offense number 79. 10-yard penalty, second out.
Howard Sampson with the infraction.
That's been, for me, the big thing today. This JMU defensive line has got after it. Howard Sampson on the left side of your screen just holds on to Thomas a little bit too long. Thomas doing a great job of getting underneath his pads and showing the referee that Sampson has his hands wrapped around him and they're way too high. It's been the technique for the offensive line and defensive line for North Carolina today that hasn't been the best and has JMU shocking the world right now with this massive lead.
2nd and 20, Paysor in motion. Criswell, good protection. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And he dives forward to the 25-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Jacob Dobbs there to meet him. 3rd and 17 upcoming.
Getting behind on down and distance. This is a tough situation for UNC offensively. They are built to stay ahead on down and distance. Right now, the protection has to be shored up to give Jacoby Criswell the time he's going to need to scan the defense and try to convert this 3rd and very long.
JMU showing blitz. They back off. Now they come late. Throws to the sideline. Incomplete. J.J. Jones couldn't haul that one in. And Criswell took a shot. Chauncey Logan in coverage on Jones. 4th down and long.
Another great rush by JMU's defense. Lots of twist stunts up front. We see Darnell, number 92, get free and deliver a nice shot on Criswell.
Burnett for a 43-yard field goal attempt. Burnett was dinged up heading into this one, but healthy enough to play. The kick is up and good. So North Carolina, positive momentum. We have a man down, limping off the field for North Carolina, on his own power. But a 3-point scoring drive for North Carolina. And again, positive considering everything that went wrong for them in the first half.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if long snapper Spencer Triplett is able to go as he just limped off. But partner, at halftime, I know this UNC coaching staff was talking about going out there offensively, getting a first down, and that will continue in on the drive to try to lead to a touchdown. So although it wasn't the outcome that you wanted, not able to score 7 right there, it's still a nice positive drive for this UNC team. Hopefully now your defense goes out there and can create a 3 and out and get the ball back to your offense.
9 plays, 50 yards, 3:25 off the clock, a 42-yard field goal for Burnett. Pettaway is back there to receive. He'll field it and kneel it. Here's Alonzo Barnett III and his day. He started off 1 of 6 Orlando and has been on fire ever since.
He's been locked in, and I love that Dean Kennedy, their offensive coordinator, trusts this young man to go back to some of those plays that he missed on with him starting 1 of 6. But he's been feeling it ever since, spreading the ball around to multiple guys in the passing game, but doing also what he does best with his legs.
So Barnett and company will start at their 25-yard line. Petaway in the backfield with him. And they have an H-back out there as well. Barnett also on the ground has 64 yards. And a trick play here. Cam Ross tries to turn the corner. He does and gets near the marker. They will give him the first down.
I love JMU staying aggressive. Petaway going out to on motion. Josh Viper coming out to block for Cam Ross.
A run by Petaway. Power Echols meets him right away. Apologies, partner, as the officials took a minute there or a second to figure out if it was a first down or not.
Yeah, but JMU, you got to be encouraged. Continue to run your offense. There's no time to take the foot off the gas pedal. You still throw the ball in situations, but you hope that you're able to run the football in between the tackles. But I think that you have to approach the second half like the score is 0-0.
Oh, yeah.
Too many times coaches get conservative with big leads.
Thompson in motion. Barnett over the middle. Incomplete. Tajee Hudson couldn't squeeze that one. 3rd and 8 upcoming.
Man, I know you want that one back.
I mean, they went to the air like you wanted them to.
Yeah, Tajee's got to squeeze that one and bring that one in. I know it was a little high, but it was a catchable football.
We got 2 hands on it.
And it's always catchable if you get 2 hands on it.
For sure. 3 for 7 on 3rd downs today, James Madison. Barnett on 3rd and 8. Goes to the air again. Over the middle. Wide open is Yamir Knight. And he's on the loose. Taken down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line by Elijah Huzzy and Caleb Cost. And they are not taking the foot off the gas. The Dukes convert on a 48-yard pass attempt there.
Alonzo Barnett looks the safety off. He knows he wants to take that seam route by Yamir Knight all the way, but he moves the defense by looking to the left and coming back to that, understanding that he has time.
This will be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Pat McMurtry.
Big right tackle just moving a little bit too fast. Alonzo Barnett, I think, has grown up and taken massive steps forward so far in this game for this JMU offense. The bye week came at the perfect time, like this coaching staff said, with that week 3. They have shortened this playbook, and they're having success because of it.
Wayne Knight, the running back, out into the slot. His brother Yamir Knight just caught that last pass. They find Yamir Knight again. Knight stays on his feet for a moment and taken down. A flag on the play as he's tackled at the 14-yard line by Caleb Cost and Jabron Harvey.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 21. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
That one on Cost. Costly penalty.
Nice catch, nice throw. Caleb Cost just a little too high. If you could get a little lower, your hands are not going to end up nowhere near the face mask.
Petaway back in the backfield.
This UNC defense has looked rusty today, partner.
Petaway splits out wide. Barnett with time. Throws it to the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Dylan Williams, the true freshman from Roswell, Georgia. A 7-yard pitch and catch. The first touchdown of his career.
Dylan Williams just gets lost behind the linebackers back there, continues to keep working across the field. Coming into today, had 1 catch on the season for 9 yards. Now that young man has a touchdown.
Ruelas for the extra point. And the Dukes are pouring it on in Chapel Hill.
Dillon does a great job working across the middle of the field, and Barnett does an unbelievable job finding him in the back of the end zone.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
The new 12-team playoff begins December 20th. You see how it all works there. 5 highest ranked conference champions receive automatic bids. The 4 highest from there will receive buys. And then 5 through 12 will play games in that first round. 5 through 8 hosting those first round games. Welcome back here to Chapel Hill. Sad Tar Heel fans at the moment as they are down huge here to James Madison at home. That last drive for JMU, 6 plays, 75 yards, 2:19 off the clock, a 7-yard score. Alonzo Barnett, their quarterback, 17 of 25, 350 yards, and 4 TDs. And this one bobbled in the end zone by Javarius Green. He takes it out and taken down just past the 20-yard line. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Per the JMU SID staff, this is the most points they've scored as an FBS team. This is their 3rd season there and against any FBS team. And we still got 9:12 to go in the 3rd quarter.
It's been a team effort for JMU. Offense, defense, and special teams being special today. They have captured momentum, but they've been locked in and taken the fight to this North Carolina Tar Heel football team.
North Carolina has to get locked in if they have any chance of salvaging this one. They trail by 36 points. Just a staggering score at the moment. Criswell with time. Takes a deep shot. His man got held. No flag on the play. There was contact on J.J. Jones, and he's pleading his case to no avail. Justin Eaglin in coverage for the Dukes.
I think they might have got caught up with their legs. When you're opening it up out there in the middle of the field. Ooh, got away with one right there. Justin Eaglin.
Mac Brown having a word with the officials. Not on your screen at the moment. This is an ACC crew. Criswell under pressure, avoids one tackler. Now he's going to run for it. Tries to turn the corner and taken down as he gets past the 30-yard line, down to the 34-yard line. KJ Flo ran him out after a 13-yard gain. First down, Tar Heels.
Yamar Thomas does a great job rushing against Howard Sampson, the left tackle, and making Criswell have to scramble. I think that's got to be an option for UNC moving forward for Jacoby Criswell, because his guys just haven't been able to get consistently open down the field.
They hand it off to Hampton. Turns the corner, leaps a defender, and gets near the sticks. Hurdling Ray Williams, the free safety, a 9-yard gain.
Marion Hampton, this young man, embraces contact but has explosive ability, as you get ready to see, just up and over.
Criswell with time, fires over the middle. It is complete and caught there by John Copenhaver. Copenhaver gets into Duke's territory. First down for North Carolina as they're moving the ball down to the 35-yard line.
That might be the best play offensively for UNC. That play was on time and over the middle. Got to continue to find some of those.
Criswell with time again, over the middle there again, this time to Jordan Shipp, the true freshman, as he gets tripped up at the 15-yard line. Another first down for the Tar Heels.
His coaching staff very high on Jordan Shipp. A great play by him, coming over the middle and getting some yards after the catch.
And whistles here.
First of the half. Please put 7 on the game clock.
The Dukes need a break as they were trying to get guys on and off the field.
This is also good for everybody to catch their breath as well. The last two plays, Jacoby Criswell able to sit back there very comfortably and step into the throw over the middle of the field. So I like Bob Chesley taking this time out as well, so guys can get some air, get a nice little water break, and dial back in.
How about us taking a break here? There's been a lot of scoring, a lot of yards gained. I mean, we ran out of water in that first half. We loaded up, though, for the second half. We're hydrated and ready to roll on a hot day here in Chapel Hill. But if you're watching at home, this has been fascinating to watch unfold, the way this game has descended upon us here at Kenan Stadium.
And I think the biggest thing that you're upset about if you're a UNC fan is how this offensive line and defensive line has played today. JMU has taken the fight to these guys up front, being a lot smaller than these guys, but they have got after it, and that's why we see such a big lead.
By the way, no Christian Hamilton. He was in the tent in the first quarter. Got dinged up on that fumble by Hendricks, who forced it out of his hands. Criswell, 1st and 10. Criswell off his back foot, nobody home. Dengoy with the tackle on the pressure there of Criswell, and he is apoplectic at the moment, can't believe it. And the officials converging to discuss as he took down Criswell.
Darnell just right up the middle of the play right there. And I thought he got there in time as Criswell was letting the football go. It's going to be very interesting to see what this referee staff calls.
I mean, that could also have been a grounding, too.
There are all 7 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 92 on the defense. Intentional grounding, offense number 12. Fouls all set. They play first.
So there you have it. We're doing it over. Because he was in the tackle box, and there was nobody near the ball.
And Darnell Dengoy, he got back there immediately as the ball was snapped. The protection has been a big issue up front for UNC today.
2 receivers, Taylor, the freshman, and J.J. Jones out there. JMU blitzing. Hampton gets through to the 2nd level and into the 3rd level, stays on his feet in the end zone for a touchdown. A 15-yard score for North Carolina and Amarion Hampton.
This is just Amarion Hampton saying that I will not be denied, showing the patience and the vision, gets turned around, but continues to turn those legs and finds his way to the end zone for a score.
They're going to go for 2 here. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. 7 plays, 79 yards, 2 minutes and 1 second off the clock. We'll see about the 2-point conversion. Empty backfield. JMU blitzes. Pass over the middle. It is caught by Bryson Nesbitt. And Carolina tacks on 2 more. And the lead down to 28 midway through the 3rd quarter.
That's just a beautiful play design. You have 4 wide receivers down to the bottom, and then you have Bryson Nesbitt by himself on Logan. The mismatch is just massive over there. Great job hooking up for a nice, easy score.
Welcome back to Chapel Hill. JMU with a 28-point lead against North Carolina. A stunning score for sure. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. You consider an onside here if you're Carolina, or too early still?
No, I think onsides are up for the rest of the game.
They do kick it off. And it sails through the back of the end zone.
I love how JMU, though, their front line of defense, they were keyed in and made sure that ball was kicked over their head before they moved.
Oh, yeah. They were ready for it. Week 4 of the ACC Network football lineup continues this afternoon with Virginia Tech hosting Rutgers, and we'll cap the night off BC and Michigan State at 8 Eastern. Don't forget, 3-0 Pitt will also host Youngstown State at 3:30 Eastern on ACC Network Extra and ESPN+. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. As the Dukes with a big lead, Tyler Purdy takes the handoff here, and he gets pummeled after a short gain by Amari Campbell. They'll give him 4 yards on that one.
Those are those tough yards that you're going to need to get for this JMU offense moving forward. Tyler Purdy being more of their scat power back coming downhill. They love his pass protection, so when he's back there, there's a lot of different things that could happen for this offense of JMU.
2 running backs out there for the Dukes. They give it to Petaway, tries to turn the corner, does pick up a couple. Bo Atkinson on the tackle. By the way, if you're wondering at home, with a 28-point lead at the moment, Carolina's biggest comebacks, 21 versus Wake in 2020 and also 21 versus Georgia Tech in 2015. And they were trailing by more than that here just a moment ago. More than 28 that we see at the moment.
Yeah, I think if you're Carolina, it's all about just the next play, right? You worry about this play and the next play and see what happens as you keep on going.
3rd and 3, a Wildcat play. And they look to have it. Yes, they do. A 5-yard gain by Tyler Purdy.
Purdy grinding it out on that last series. Had the first play for 4 yards, some tough yards, and another tough run right there by that young man.
JMU 5 of 9 on 3rd down conversions today. Carolina still to convert on 3rd down. A lot of big plays in this game, but defensively, Carolina has looked lackluster. Barnett fakes the toss and gets taken down, buried in the backfield. Bo Atkinson again. Loss on the play of 4.
Yeah, this one looks like there's some miscommunication, but Bo Atkinson, exceptional job of having his eyes on Barnett the whole entire time and getting a tackle for a loss for this defense.
2nd and 14. Purdy in the backfield. Barnett with time, now flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run, and out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line to the 39. A gain of 6.
Like the decision by Alonzo Barnett. Nobody's open. Let's not force anything. Tuck it, run, and also protect yourself by getting out of bounds. Don't need to take an extra hit right there. Partner, I also like what JMU is doing offensively right now. They're getting to the line of scrimmage, not allowing UNC to sub as they're not subbing, but they're slower with their operation using some of the clock.
3rd and 8. Barnett over the middle, snagged there by the receiver Dollison, but he'll be shy of the 1st down. Jakeem Harris with a good tackle. And JMU has their offense on the field still at the moment.
Yeah, this would be interesting if they go for it. I think you got to try to draw UNC off sides. But I would be shocked if they actually want to play right here.
4th and 2. And movement up front.
Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Joseph Simmons.
Unable to sit in there. Joseph, usually a reserve for JMU, but they do rotate 3 tackles in. Joseph just not able to sit in there, which obviously you have to punt the ball away. But I think JMU was trying to see if UNC would jump off sides right there.
And that's their 3rd false start. Probably the only thing they've really done wrong today, the Dukes. And it's blocked. Picked up by Cost. He's running the other way. Touchdown, Carolina. A 34-yard return. Caleb LaValle with the block. Cost with the score. Carolina creeping back in.
Caleb LaValle comes through. Beautiful technique, gets his hands up, takes it right off the punter's foot right there. And then after, he has the know-it-all to get up and throws a big block to help his partner get in the end zone. Caleb Koss having a nice effect on this game on special teams.
They're going for two. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. Pacor in motion. Criswell moving the pocket, being chased. That ball batted in the air, incomplete. So it's now a 22-point game. 3 scores still. And 3:08 left in the third quarter. Now what do you got to see from this Carolina defense, Big O?
Go get a stop, get a 3 and out. Don't allow JMU to drive down the field. It's all about penalties in the game of football. As we saw on that last drive, JMU was driving the football, had a 4th and 2, a little bit of movement, put you in a bad situation where now you are forced to punt the ball. And special teams being special for Mac Brown's team, coming up with a huge block, and Caleb Koss getting into the end zone.
Did you like that 2-point attempt there? I mean, it would have been a 21-point game if he just got the extra point.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to win this one, though, partner. All right? You don't know what's going to happen
points
later
are at a
on,
premium,
right?
especially as the time is ticking. Yes.
Yeah.
I hear you. Petaway in the backfield.
I also believe that when you are playing this game of football, George, it got to constantly try to capture the momentum.
Sure.
Special teams had a huge play. You know, let's go offense, one play, right? Let's go get 2 yards. Not able to get it done there.
Petaway and Purdy to field it. This one bounces into the end zone. Petaway lets it go and roll out of bounds. So JMU will begin this drive on their own 25-yard line. And this is going to sound crazy. I think this is a pretty big drive here for the Dukes.
Yeah, got to settle back in. Go back to attacking the hashes. You've had success running seam routes and really attacking the middle of this defense for UNC. I don't think that you could take your foot off the gas pedal and just run the football. You have to run your whole entire offense moving forward while also being conscious of the clock, because you do want to eat that clock as much as possible as well.
By the way, that block punt for a touchdown for Carolina, the first since 2008. They did that against UConn. Barnett and company out there again. Petaway on the left side picks up about 3. Jabron Harvey and Hester made the tackle.
I was shocked right there, running the read option, that Alonzo Barnett didn't pull that one, especially with how aggressive UNC's defensive line is on the backside, particularly trying to shave it.
2nd and 7. Here comes the blitz, and they find a man wide open. It's Taylor Thompson, their tight end, for a first down as he gets past the 40-yard line to the 41, a 13-yard gain.
It's a nice, easy throw to Thompson to get this offense back in a little bit of rhythm.
First and 10 from the 41. Barnett now looking to the sideline. Takes the quick snap there. Throws it over the middle. Sails it over his intended target. Yamir Knight wasn't really on the same page there. Jakeem Harris in coverage.
Great rush by Desmond Evans. One of the rare times that we've seen this D-line win as soon as the ball has been snapped today. Going to lead a lot more of that moving forward. Good things happen when you're able to get in the backfield, and it's time for this defensive line to step up. That's been the biggest difference today. This offensive line for JMU has taken it to the defensive line of UNC.
Petaway up the gut for 4 yards. Hester with the tackle. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Dukes. Wayne Knight now checks in at tailback. Knight splits out to the bottom of your screen. Multiple flags on the field.
Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's the 4th false start.
On left guard, Carter Sweezy is not able to hold his water. This is how you make a bad play a disaster. As an offensive lineman, you have to sit in there. Now you're bringing up a massive 3rd and long where you're going to have to be perfect in protection to give Barnett an opportunity to throw the ball down the field.
11th penalty for the Dukes. Barnett to the sideline. It's caught by Yamir Knight. He's going to be just shy of the first down. Elijah Huzzy with a big hit there, a 10-yard gain, but just a few inches short of the first down.
Yeah, bang, bang play. Barnett gets it out, and Huzzy, as soon as the receiver catches it, comes down and makes a play on Knight.
And they're going for it. They are going for the jugular. The Dukes, 4th and inches. Barnett keeps. He's got the first down and then some. And out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
Beautiful play design. You got Purdy as a lead blocker, but you're also pulling the big left guard, Carter Sweezy, and you're allowing Alonzo Barnett now to play with some patience, but now explode through the hole. So I love it. You got 2 lead blockers for him, and you get a massive gain on the ground.
24-yard gain, big fella. And the 4th quarter is coming in just a few moments. The Dukes looking to sweep the leg.
You got to continue to run the football. Those body blows, they've been taking it to UNC today, and they've been spreading the football around, partner. That's been the most impressive thing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Can Carolina pull off a miracle? We'll find out. Stick around for the 4th quarter in a moment. We're here at Chapel Hill at the moment. James Madison 60, Carolina 38. Alonzo Barnett III, their quarterback for JMU. Career high rushing and passing. 20 of 29, 379 in the air, 4 touchdowns as he passes one again. This time wrapped up immediately. Cam Ross in the backfield, a loss of 2 on the play. Barnett, by the way, on the ground, 11 carries, 90 yards and 2 scores there. So they are looking to punctuate this drive once again.
He's been spectacular. And what they running a spread offense allows you to get as many defenders out the box and allow Barnett to use his legs and his athletic ability to pick whatever hole he wants to and go get some yards for you.
Wayne Knight up the middle. Picks up about 2 yards and change. 3rd and 10 upcoming.
It's going to be very interesting to see what UNC does. They're normally a heavy man team in this situation and adding defenders to the blitz. But right now, Barnett has torched you throughout the game. So this call might be the most crucial call for this defense today.
They're up against the ropes, this Carolina defense. Barnett, plenty of time, over the middle, behind his receiver, incomplete. Taylor Thompson, his tight end, could not haul it in, and Tavius Lane in coverage. So JMU will bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, great job by Tavius Lane getting in there. Tight coverage, and Tavius Lane and Jakeem Harris squeezing down on Taylor Thompson and getting an incompletion to get the defense off the field.
Ruelas, a 43-yard attempt, has one from 50 already. And the kick is up and good. 63-38. Unbelievable.
Ran some time off the clock that last possession for JMU. Some nice third down conversions. Ultimately, UNC locking in once in that red area. So I think you have to be encouraged if you're Mac Brown, because it was bend but don't break, but you're going to have to continue to get some quick scores offensively moving forward if you're going to try to come back and make this one competitive.
10 plays, 50 yards, 4:40 off the clock. 44-yard field goal by Ruelas. Orlando, what kind of conversations? I mean, you mentioned what they need to do, but what are the conversations like on these sidelines in a game like this?
Right now, everybody's looking around saying, go make a play. You're looking for somebody. But I don't necessarily think that that's the right formula, because in situations like this, you have to be the guy that says, I'm going to go make a play. So play within your system, lock in, and make sure that you don't have any miscues to hurt your football team.
Rosa with the kickoff. Bounces that one. Oh, and Green couldn't handle it cleanly. Now he's going to take it out of the end zone. He's got room and fights his way forward past the 20-yard line to the 22. That could have been dangerous there. Holy moly. But they find their way to the 22-yard line and will begin their drive there. Let's go down to Morgan.
Well, guys, an injured player down on the field for JMU right now. But as far as the North Carolina sideline goes, there's a complete shift in the energy. Mac Brown told me at the half, we're playing for our character. We're playing to have a sense of pride in this game, and you can feel the positive body language on this sideline. Jacoby Criswell going down the line, high-fiving all of his offensive linemen, pumping up all of his guys.
Thank you for that report, Morgan. They are checking on the player who's down for the Dukes. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back here to Chapel Hill. JMU leading 63-38. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Joby Mallory taking off on his own power. Blitz coming up the middle. They dump it off. Great job there to Omarion Hampton, who's making guys miss and gets past the 40-yard line to the 41-yard line. A big first down and a needed one for North Carolina as they trail by 4 scores.
Jacoby Criswell takes a huge shot, trying to buy himself some time to get the ball to Hampton, and Hampton does the rest with his playmaking ability in space.
19-yard gain. Criswell with time. Sails it over the head of an open Copenhaver.
Don't normally see that out of Jacoby Criswell. High and behind on that one to Copenhaver.
He does stop the clock. And the clock is certainly the Tar Heels' enemy. They need to be nearly flawless here the rest of the way.
Quick throws, and then when you do take your shots, the protection has to be perfect up front.
Play action. Criswell all day to throw. Fires one over the middle. It's complete. Down near the 40-yard line to J.J. Jones. Another first down. 19-yard gain.
Those were one of the rare times today, partner, that we saw great protection by this offensive line. They got to continue that moving forward.
Criswell moving fast. Zips one down the middle. Finds his man. It's Kobe Pesor for another first down as he's down near the 10-yard line. Inside the 15, down to the 14, a 27-yard gain.
Nice route right up the seam for Pesor.
Criswell again to the flat to Copenhaver. And he's inside the 10 to the 9. Sheeran with the tackle.
This is building confidence after each catch, confidence for this offense, and not taking a lot of time off of it, operating at the line of scrimmage, which I assume that's what you're going to have to do moving forward in this game. But Criswell has been excellent on this drive with his throws, except for that one.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Criswell. He's going to run. He's going to try to get to the pylon. Nope, not going to get there. He's out of bounds near the 3-yard line. Trent Hendrick chased him out after a 7-yard gain.
touchdown saving chase down right there by Trent Hendricks, the middle linebacker for this JMU defense.
Hendrick went for the strip on that one and whiffed. Criswell hands it off to Hampton. Hampton walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. One score down. They need 4 more. 2-yard touchdown for Hampton. And they need some stops on defense. But let's look at the offense here.
Great patience by Amari Hampton. He's able to see Jacob Thomas, number 7. That's a tough ask for any DB, as Thomas is shaken up after the play for JMU.
We have an injured player there, and it is Jacob Thomas. See Bob Chesney there, head coach with him. Jacoby Criswell having a conversation on the sidelines. You see Connor Harrell huddling with him. Amarion Hampton, 18 carries, 91 yards, now has 3 touchdowns on the ground. 11 minutes to go. This one's still within reach, as crazy as that sounds, at 19 points.
Yeah, defense has to go out there now and reward the offense, right? You got to be thinking 3 and out from here on out. Good to see Jacob Thomas walking off on his own power for JMU's defense.
We're over 1,000 yards, Big O, in this game, total yardage. JMU has 566, North Carolina 528.
Yeah, the offenses today have came to play, and UNC has had some major miscues. Guys dropping the ball, fumbles, but yet they've still produced a lot.
They're going for 2 here. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. Davion Goss in the backfield next to Criswell. Criswell rolling, throwing, incomplete, intended for Nesbitt. Chauncey Logan in coverage on the big tight end.
I love the play call, though. When I was with the Broncos, we used to run that play a lot. We used to call it Go Right Madden with Peyton and allow the guys to get out there and really explode and create some distance and allow the quarterback to pick his guy. JMU 63, North Carolina 44. We'll be back with you in a second.
A 19-point game. There's the bell tower, the highest and tallest building in this campus area in Chapel Hill. And speaking of schools and teachers, ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. To nominate a great teacher in your community, visit cfpfoundation.org. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. My favorite teacher, she's now retired, Orlando, Mrs. Cabrera. She was my homeroom teacher for 2 years when I went to Monsignor Pace High School in Miami. And if she's listening, I want to shout her out because she made a lot of our lives easier.
Teachers don't get enough credit, in my opinion, partner.
And this one will sail into the end zone. JMU will begin their next drive at their own 25. Coming up later, 6:30 Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be back with highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games. And then they'll get you ready for the big one tonight. Michigan State, Boston College at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And then after the game, a full post-game show to wrap up the evening. All of it right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. I am curious to see Jonathan Smith and company taking on Boston College. I want to see what that one looks like. Thomas Castellanos, you and I had him a number of times last year. He certainly looks like he's taken a step under Bill O'Brien. Empty set here for Alonzo Barnett, who's taking a step today. Throws one at the feet of his receiver, Cam Ross, who could not bring it in. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
That's the RPO to this offense, that added layer for JMU, where you allow Alonzo Barnett to either hand the ball off or he could get the ball out of his hands quick. That one a little bit low for Cam Ross. Got to get that one up to keep the clock moving as well.
Keep an eye on Carter Sweezy. He was limping a little bit there, the offensive lineman. Handoff up the middle to the 30-yard line. Well, actually just shy of the 30 is George Pettaway.
It's been nice to see George Pettaway in his return to UNC. He's ran tough today. got an injured guy down for UNC.
And it looks like that is the aforementioned Carter Sweezy. And there's 2 players down, one for Carolina as well.
I don't think I've ever seen this one, though, partner, with the injuries being so close together.
Yeah.
Oh.
As both teams now converging. Looks like it is Amari Campbell. Now, Amari just had a cast taken off his arm just this past week. And Morgan mentioned that earlier in the game.
Yeah, and that's a massive injury right now with 3rd and 6 coming up. A big passing down for JMU. Amari Campbell and Power Echols, those 2 guys as a tandem of inside linebackers have to be 2 of the better linebackers in the at the college football level.
3rd and 6. Michael Short checks in for Amari Campbell at linebacker alongside Power Echols. Tyler Purdy in the backfield. Barnett changing the play. Needs to get to the 35-yard line. Carolina looking to get a stop. Barnett with time, takes a deep shot. Incomplete, intended for Cam Ross. Caleb Cost, tight coverage. Ross is down on the North Carolina sideline.
Caleb Cost tight with the coverage. Cam Ross trying to go up.
Tough fall there. We'll take a break as they check on Cam Ross. We'll be back in a moment. Thankfully, Cam Ross walking off on his own power. A scary fall there on the sideline.
Yeah, it didn't look good, but you're happy to see him walk off, and hopefully he's going to be all right moving forward.
He's had a big day, 7 catches for 107 yards and a touchdown. Carolina forces the Dukes to punt, trailing by 19 with 10 minutes plus remaining in this one. Low snap, fielded by Hansen, end over and punt. Uzzy, fair catch at the 30. And that's where Carolina will begin the next drive. A 40-yard punt, no return. And we saw Carolina move quickly on the last drive. Again, no time to spare in this one.
Yeah, got to get to the line of scrimmage, operate from the line of scrimmage, moving forward. Unless there's a stoppage in play, play as fast as possible. Guys got to tune in to their job and make sure they're taking care of their responsibilities.
Both quarterbacks, big days, over 350 yards. Hampton in the backfield. He has 3 touchdowns for Carolina. Nesbitt in motion. Criswell on the screen to Nesbitt. Nesbitt on the loose. Hurdles a defender and takes a big hit at the 42-yard line, but picks up the first down after a 12-yard gain. Player down is Hendricks. Trent Hendrick for the Dukes.
He's been rock solid all day today.
He took the worst of that hit.
Nesbitt showing his athletic ability and the run after the catch. Big time hurdle, but takes a massive hit by Yamar Thomas at the end of that one.
And Hendrick, as you see, is at the bottom of that, so Nesbitt fell right on him with all his weight.
Might have got the wind knocked out of him a little bit right there on that one.
He's walking off on his own power, talking to the staff.
His coaching staff challenged Trent Hendricks to finish better. And today he has been all up and down the field making big impact plays. Hopefully he's able to get back in this one.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he had struggled to finish. He was getting there, but wasn't finishing, doing a better job today. Gannon Weathersby checks in for Trent Hendrick. 1st and 10 for Carolina at their 42-yard line. JMU showing blitz. Here they come. Criswell takes the hit, dumps it down to Hampton, incomplete. Jacob Dobbs got there to knock down Criswell.
Jacob Dobbs is Mr. Everything for this defense. Nice blitz in the A gap. Get into Criswell as fast as possible and forcing him to get the ball out of his hands a lot faster than he wanted to on that one.
Second and 10. JMU showing blitz again. They got an open look at him, incomplete. Gannon Weathersby with the blitz and the QB pressure.
Not missing a beat, JMU defensively. Gannon Weathersby coming in for Trent Hendricks on the blitz and forces Jacob Criswell to throw off of his back leg. And typically if you do that at the quarterback position, it's not going to be the most accurate throw.
Jacoby Criswell, 3rd and 10. A big play here. Another blitz. Criswell goes down, taken down, sacked by the Dukes. And a fumble of the play, and Gannon Weathersby comes out with it. Eric O'Neal with the pressure.
This is where you got to win if you're UNC offensively, the pass catchers, because you're heating it up. You're coming downhill. JMU claps in that pocket on Criswell, and they always are going for the football. This team is well coached under Bob Chesney, and they are attacking the football. A great gift for their offense right there.
Jacob Dobbs also in there with O'Neal on that sack. And you see Weathersby, who came in for the injured Trent Hendrick, the 5th turnover of the game for North Carolina.
JMU's defense has been aggressive. They have sent their 2 inside linebackers on a lot of plays today, and they've had a huge impact on this game.
Petaway up the middle, down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5. Campbell on the tackle. And JMU looking to put an exclamation point on this one.
I love that they're taking their time. If you're JMU, you don't have to be in any rush to get to the line of the scrimmage. Let those big boys know up front that you're going to bleed the clock as much as possible, so you don't have to get in your 3-point stance immediately.
Barnett keeps. And taken down as he gets the first down. A 6-yard gain for Barnett. Ran into his own man for a moment and then kept it moving.
His athletic ability is just unmatched. Another quarterback in that same situation running into the back of one of his offensive linemen might end up getting tackled right there. But Barnett able to keep his legs going forward and pick up a couple more yards.
On the loose and taken down inside the 15. A 9-yard gain, and Tavius Lane brought him down.
When you run inside zone and you run RPOs, it's very important to have running backs that are very patient. Tyler Purdy showing that I could take this backside cut, but if you don't have patience, you tend to overrun that. So a nice feel for the game right now for JMU offensively.
2nd and 1. Wildcat Purdy takes the snap up the middle and taken down after gaining the first down at the 11-yard line. Power Eccles with the tackle.
Wholesale changes. JMU just brought in 3 new offensive linemen.
As they're trying to milk this one and finish off the drive. Petaway in the backfield. They give it to Petaway. Flag on the play. Petaway gets into the end zone. No, they're going to say just out of bounds at the 1. And Tavius Lane, he did hit the pylon, but he stepped out at the 1. There's a flag.
Formation by the offense. More than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Not enough guys on the line of the scrimmage. These are frustrated penalties as a coaching staff because you practice it every day.
So it's 1st and 15. To watch the end of this game, you can switch over to ACC Network Extra. Now, let's send it to Chris Carter, Mark Herzlich, and Coley Harvey for Rutgers and Virginia Tech. Alonzo Barnett, the ball carrier there. Welcome to ACC Network Extra. ACC NX, George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. And JMU pulling off a monster upset in Chapel Hill.
It's been a team effort today for JMU. Subbing in 3 linemen, offensive linemen at a time. You never see that, but they have not missed a beat.
You said it hadn't happened to you since you were in like Pee Wee Bowl.
I think that's the only place that you've ever seen it.
Purdy spins out of trouble for the moment and then gang tackled at the 11. Power Eccles, the first one to corral him.
JMU has been very consistent today with the type of plays they've called, partner. They've exposed this UNC interior defensive line. And I truly believe that that has been the difference coming into this matchup. UNC defensively, their defensive line has played outstanding, but JMU has taken the fight to them and have won that matchup today.
And we have whistles here, timeout.
Game clock operator, let's put 4:30 on the game clock. Thank you.
JMU 597 total yards.
Timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
I love the timeout right there, partner. You use every second on that clock.
Yep.
Get right by the referee and let him know that as soon as it gets to 1 second, that's when I want to call the timeout. I think right now we're seeing a real coaching clinic from JMU's coaching staff as they've been spot on today.
So let me ask you this question. We know that there is going to be a group of 5 team in theory that could be in the college football playoff. I mean, if you want to look for signature wins for a group of 5, this one is pretty darn impressive.
Absolutely, because coming into today, UNC was sensational with their defensive line. They were playing 11 guys in that rotation and getting after quarterbacks. Today, JMU's offense really stepped up, particularly their offensive line, and won their one-on-one matchups.
Barnett, end zone, wide open, touchdown. Logan Kyle, the tight end. An 11-yard score, and JMU just pouring it on now.
Logan Kyle, a nice up and out. He's just able to get behind the defender. A lot of miscues today for UNC's defense.
The extra point for Ruelas. is up and good, and 70 points. Ties for most allowed in North Carolina history. You have to go back 10 years when they played Eastern Carolina in 2014, and it was a 70-41 score in favor of East Carolina. Not what Mac Brown wanted to see, and I would imagine there will be a lot of long, hard conversations here, considering they're taking on one of their rivals next week in Duke.
Yeah, you can't burn the film if you're Mac Brown. You really have to be honest with yourself and have some tough conversations with your football team. This was no near good enough as an effort on all three phases today. You found ways to make big impact plays, but you didn't find ways to play a full 60 minutes.
Just an incredible performance by Alonzo Barnett. 22 of 34, 388 yards, 5 touchdowns. And remember, he started 1 of 6. I mean, that's wild. He's only had 6 incompletions since. Devarius Green picks it up, reverses his field, and gets taken down near the 20-yard line. Here's what's ahead for the Tar Heels. So they got Duke, as I mentioned, down the road in Durham, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech at home, and all of a sudden there's a lot of toss-up games there.
Yeah, you know, this team the first couple weeks of the season have really showed their dominance, but today brought down to reality. And in football, it's a copycat league, whatever level you're at. So a lot of teams moving forward, Duke's going to take a hard look at this and try to mimic some of the plays of JMU's offense today.
Criswell throws it to the sideline to Blackwell, and out of bounds, they'll say. So I mentioned Alonzo Barnett, 5 touchdowns in the air, 7 touchdowns total for Alonzo Barnett III, a school record at James Madison.
Now, this coaching staff was very high on him when we talked to them yesterday. The only thing has been he hasn't played a ton of snaps.
Hampton, big hole down the sideline, rumbling and stumbling and taken down by Jacob Thomas, as he gets a big gainer there down to the 32-yard line, a 48-yard gain.
It's Mr. Everything, man. Marion Hampton is so impressive when he gets out in space.
Criswell, pump fakes, now rolling out, throws it to Hampton, met at the 25-yard line. Hampton, by the way, 19 carries, 139 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And picks up 8 yards on that one. Davion Goss now checks in, the true freshman. And we have an injured player on the field. Looks to be Jacob Thomas on one knee. That's the second time he's gone down today.
Both times with trying to tackle Marion Hampton and that freight train in the middle of the open field. Hopefully Jacob Thompson is okay.
Jacob Thomas from Ashburn, Virginia, junior. They talked about how he's one of those guys, doesn't say much, but leads by example. And we've seen him make some plays today.
Great plays become infectious. When you're able to go out there, and I believe that for JMU, it started on the first drive, partner, where Trent Hendricks was able to punch the ball out and have a massive fumble recovery. Jacob Jobs ended up with that one.
Yeah.
And then it became other guys came to the party for JMU all day, having massive plays to affect this game.
And good news that Hendrick just came back in the game. And we have a false start, it looks like.
False start. Offense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
Davion Goss.
This coaching staff is excited about Goss. True freshman. And I would be excited about anybody as well that a coaching staff chooses to take carries away from Hampton or take reps away from Hampton to put him in the game. So that young man has a bright future ahead of him.
Played high school ball with C.J. Bailey, the quarterback at the moment at NC State. Pressure coming. Criswell overshoots his target. Jacob Dobbs again with the pressure. Jake Johnson, the intended target.
Moving forward, that's where UNC is going to have to get better if they want to continue to find success as an offensive line with their communication and picking up the blitz. There's been a lot of free runners for this JMU defense today, and Jacob Criswell just never got comfortable back there. Jacoby, sorry, partner.
0 for 6 on third downs for North Carolina. On 3rd and 7, they throw one complete and should have enough for the first down as he's right at the sticks. It's Gavin Blackwell. And if you're North Carolina here, you know, you're just trying to make sure you work on some stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah, you want to see your guys finish. You want to see who's in it for all 60 minutes, locked in, getting to their depth, running their routes, running to win, and taking care of their business.
Criswell wrapped up by Trent Hendrick, who, as we mentioned, just got back in the game. And a loss on the play there of almost 4 yards.
Nice open field tackle by Trent Hendrick.
And you hear the JMU chants here by their fans who remain. A toss to Goss and tripped up immediately. DJ Barksdale. They love how he's in the fight. You mentioned about guys in the fight.
DJ Barksdale gives up 50 pounds to Jack Johnson, tight end, and makes that play. It's been great today.
We'll be back in a moment. Today, what do you make of the two signal callers, Orlando?
I think there's 4 big things. It's the inconsistency, 25 completions to 45 passes, the 2 interceptions by Criswell as well, and using your legs, right? 12 rushing yards for Criswell to Barnett's 99, and Barnett found the end zone twice in the run game.
Criswell takes a big hit, but Blackwell runs it upfield to the 10-yard line. Down to the 11. Pressure there by Emmanuel Bush. Big hit on the quarterback. Do you want Criswell taking these hits after that 17-yard gain?
Hoping that your offensive line protects him a little bit better, but they have not been able to all day. So I like the nice change-up run to Davion Goss right there.
An 8-yard gain for Goss as he spins to the 3. Criswell keeps it, taken down immediately by Trent Hendrick. Just buried in the backfield.
Timeout, North Carolina.
7-yard loss.
Timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1:31.
And I think Carolina, after calling the timeout, is going to try to figure some stuff out here in regards to personnel.
Also to help Jacoby Criswell get up and make sure that he's okay.
Yep.
Right after taking that big hit by Hendricks.
But they have taken guys out immediately when they don't do what they're supposed to do. So I'm curious to see what this offensive line alignment will look like.
Yeah, it's been bad today. And today was supposed to be the boost, having Aiden Banfield back in the lineup and Austin Blaskey. But it just never ended up coming. And Criswell never got comfortable.
Well, the starting offensive line is out there at the moment. 3rd and 8. Blaskey, Banfield, Sampson, Lampkin, and Green up front. Criswell throws it as he's getting wrapped up, complete to Davion Goss at the 5. It'll be 4th down. Pressure there by Amar Thomas.
They've got after it today. Won their one-on-one battles.
4th and 3. th receiver to catch a pass today for North Carolina. Criswell throws it to the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Shipp, the true freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, scores his first touchdown of his career.
Great job by Jacoby Criswell, surveying the defense and now finding Jordan Shipp. And Jordan Shipp, as a young man, that you should feel very proud of that touchdown, especially scoring on DJ Barksdale, who's a really great nickelback for this JMU defense.
And North Carolina going for 2, so they are going for Dos. Brought to you by Dos Equis. Criswell floats one, intercepted in the end zone by Chauncey Logan. And considering the way today has gone for North Carolina in a lot of different facets, almost seems like the fitting end here.
Yeah, that's the situational football by Chauncey Logan, understanding that he has the right to that spot. Typically, in situations like this, you want to run a fade. So Chauncey Logan just getting in the way of Jordan Shipp and not allowing him to just beat him off the line of scrimmage, but also getting his eyes on Jacoby Criswell to go make a play on the football and get that interception.
We've got a basketball score here.
Yeah, I never thought about that until you just said it.
This is insane. By the way, most points ever scored in a loss for North Carolina. You're seeing it right now, 50. It ties when they lost 68-50 against Georgia Tech in 2012.
You don't see too often that any points past 35, it's typically a win.
Yeah.
Right? So for you to score 50 and not get it done, it's a look at the whole entire team thing. Because offense found some success. They even found some success on special teams today, but they didn't find a way to play together for 60 minutes.
120 points, most ever scored in this stadium. They started playing here in November of 1927 against Davidson in their first game. An onside kick here for North Carolina. There's 2 kickers out there. And they try, and they let it go out of bounds smartly, JMU. And a flag, obviously, for procedure there. Alonzo Barnett, a monster day for this young man.
Yeah, and shout out to the coaching staff, really trusting him. You know, started off today slow, but they got his availability with his legs. And once he settled in, he was able to connect with his wide receivers on some big plays down the field. I think Alonzo Barnett is going to be an exceptional player, and this is what's going to really have his career take off. This is that signature win that you always talk about when you look back at college football. It's all smiles for that young man because he was able to account for, I believe, 7 touchdowns for this team.
Yep, 7 touchdowns. Alonzo Barnett, redshirt freshman. 22 of 34, 388, 5 in the air, 13 for 99 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Dylan Morris now at quarterback. He transferred from Washington as he hands it off to Joby Mallory. And you see Barnett's numbers there. 1 yard shy of the century mark on the ground, but a historic game.
I know head coach Bob Chesney wants to see his team finish, and they put together a heck of a day with Dylan Morris in there now, who was involved in a camp battle with Alonzo Barnett, ultimately Barnett winning that. But George, I think you have to take a knee and just say, move on from today. You don't want to risk anybody getting hurt.
And it looks like victory formation. There it is.
That's playing football.
Wow. George Pettaway, the transfer hugging it out with some of his former teammates. There's Mack Brown and Bob Chesney embracing as well. Mack Brown, one of the great statesmen in college football, talking to young Bob Chesney, who has certainly got an impressive resume of his own. Mack Brown, 7th all-time in wins, did not get one today, most active. And you see him talking to Bob Chesney Sr. there.
Those two guys know more about football and have forgot more about football than you and me will ever know, partner.
No question about that. You see James Madison there, 70 points, second most against any Mack Brown team. Tulane scored 73 in 1987. Once again, our final score, a stunning outcome. JMU 70, North Carolina 50. For our producer, Aaron Snyder-Storin, our director, Michael Ireland, Russ DeLynn, and Ted Kozak, our spotter and statistician. For Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber, I'm George Sedano saying goodbye from Chapel Hill. You can watch Rutgers, Virginia Tech, already in progress on the ACC Network.